It's the final high school game for 74 of Michigan High School's best football players. The East All-Stars taking on the West All-Stars. Players arrived in Saginaw on Wednesday for 3 days of intense preparation. Some of the best coaches in the state game planning for the official end to the 2018 football season. This is the 37th annual Michigan High School All-Star Football Game. And welcome to Saginaw State Valley University, where today, State Champ Sports Network, very proud to bring you the 37th annual East vs. West Michigan High School football game. My name is Sean Belegian. My broadcast partner is Josh Rennell, and Josh Rennell knows a little bit about this game. Josh, as a matter of fact, can you show everybody the T-shirt that you have here?
You know, I kept it, Sean. It's been over a decade, but my 2008 All-Star Game shirt that I kept as a memento and never knew I'd wear it again, but I am today.
Well, more thoughts from Josh and his perspective on having played here. But before we get things started, let's throw it down to the third man of our broadcast crew, the one and only Lorne Plant. Lorne?
Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate that. Head coach of the East Squad, John Bonner from Groseal High School. Coach, you've had several days, two-a-days with this team. How are you guys prepared? How do you feel this game's going to go? Wonders of live television. Hey, we're working out all the kinks as we get set here. Coach Bodner's here, head coach of the East Squad, and coach again. Tell me about the team you've assembled here today.
We're ready to go. I mean, it's a beautiful day. Just ready to play some football and have some fun.
Absolutely. What's your plan of attack? What's the strategy?
Well, I mean, I think we're just going to come out, control the ball, play good defense, limit our mistakes, and see what happens.
All right, Coach, we'll catch up with you later. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Coach Prattley. We might as well just keep this thing rolling here as we get this game going here. Head coach of the West Squad, Andrew Prattley, now head coach at St. Joseph. So a lot of you know him from Holland and Ogama Heights in his previous life. But here you are now. Talk about this team you've got out here today.
Yeah, man, there's just a great group of young men. We've had a great time with them all week. They're energized, they're enthusiastic, and they're ready to go.
I mean, these practices, I was witness, were intense. These kids came here ready to play.
Yeah, they're football players first, and they love this stuff. They can't get enough, and they're ready to go on Saturday, that's for sure.
All right. Coach, good luck. We'll talk to you later. Okay, that's it. All right. Guys, we're going to send it back to you. You can preview the rest of it. Let's get this thing going.
You got it, Lauren. Yeah, they're speeding up this clock. We get this. We'll let you behind the scenes for just a second. So they give you this list of things that you want to do. They're getting this ready, and they're speeding up some things to kick this off. Josh, I was asking you, as a guy that played in this game in 2008 at Spartan Stadium, what's going through the minds of the young men on the field right now?
Well, they're competitors, so it's an all-star game. They know it's going to be not as intense as a high school regular football game. But these guys, they've gotten to know each other now this past week they've been together. They've got maybe a couple guys that are going to be some teammates together in college and maybe opponents. And so, but they get to have at least 1 week where they get to be teammates, maybe play against some guys that they used to play against in their high school days. But they're competitors. They're going to, once they're out there between the lines, they're going to be ready to go.
Well, Josh, you're a guy, you know a little something about that. Of course, you played at Rochester Adams. You got to play with some future teammates and against some future opponents, as you, of course, are a Wayne State Hall of Famer after an illustrious career there. Speaking of Hall of Famers, we have an all-star cast assembled to represent the officiating today. Lauren Plant had a chance to catch up with a few of them.
All right, thanks, guys. As we get set for this high school all-star game, of course, we've got a great officiating crew with us here, led by the referee, Mark Stroya. You hail out of Dexter. And I got some great notes for you. Obviously, you're heavy involved in high school. What sports do you cover in high school?
I referee football, hockey, as well as high school baseball.
Okay. And then you also do some Division II?
I do. I work. I used to work in the GLIAC, and now I work in the Mid-States, which is a Division II league based out of Ohio. Yeah.
So you had an opportunity to work some state championship games. Talk about that.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to do state championships in both baseball and football, and actually had 2 in baseball. And it's just a great experience. It shows that all your hard work really pays off, and it's just a chance of a lifetime. So.
Absolutely. You were an all-state quarterback and catcher at Allen Park Cabrini High School, a small school for those who don't know. They're in Allen Park, but again, a great sports tradition.
Yeah, had a lot of good years at Allen Park Cabrini, and I was fortunate to play for some good coaches and played both baseball and football, and I excelled at catcher and quarterback, and some of the best years of my life.
And we don't have to say what year that was. You know what I mean? We'll just say you
Long
played.
Time ago.
Yeah. Okay. Now you have actually played college football at Ball State.
I played at Ball State. Yeah. Only was there for a couple years, but I played at Ball State for 2 years. Yeah.
So you had the opportunity. We're speaking with the referee Mark Stroya to play in the 1985 All-Star game here. So I guess we are dating you a little bit. Talk about what that experience was like.
Oh, it was a great experience. At that time, I think we practiced for 10 days, so we were up here for a pretty long time. I met a lot of good friends. It was a great experience. A couple guys I still keep in contact with even to this day now. As far as the game didn't go exactly as I would have planned. We lost the game 14-0, and I was a quarterback.
All right, we are ready to get things underway, and here we go. Kickoff taken at the 5-yard line, far side of the field, make a cut at the 15, another cut at the 20 before gain tackled at about the 22-yard line, and that is where this West team will be taking over. In case you need to be aware of this, and I think you do, West is going to be in the red jersey, blue pants. The East is going to be taking over in the all-white jerseys. Always interested to see who leads them out on the field. And as a matter of fact, it's future Wayne State Warrior Jay Solano. 3 receivers to his left.
Oh.
A little razzle-dazzle to start the game. Ball on the turf. Still out there, and I believe this is going to be recovered by the West.
What a way to start. First play of the game. Go with a reverse trick play. Why not? That's where you want to throw in some wrinkles, and why not do it in an all-star game? And why not start on the first play when the defense might not be ready? But it wasn't so much the defense. It was just a dropped handoff, Sean. It was a fumbled handoff, but the defense, give them credit, was able to capitalize. I believe that was number 45.
Logan Krulik, young man from Ishpeming, all kind of fired up. And check this out, just like that, a mere 14 seconds into the game, the West All-Stars setting up with a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
Alex Fries taking the snap.
Alex Fries, he's your quarterback, sends a man in motion from the left to the right. The handoff makes a cut at the 15, but good defensive coverage out there. Boy, I want to make sure I give some credit. Was that Scott Rosati?
It was. It was.
Blue Devil from Grosse Pointe South with a big play there, blowing that up, Josh.
And for any of you unfamiliar with the All-Star game format, the defense has to play kind of a more base defense. There's no blitzing allowed in this game. There has to be 4 down linemen, defensive linemen, and so it's more of a base look, but the defense did a great job keeping contained, and that was a loss on the play.
Freeze in the shotgun. He's rolling left. He's going to keep it. Spins out of 1 tackle, fights his way past the 10, up to about the 8-yard line. Short gain there, maybe a gain of 2, setting up a 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Alex Freeze, a young man from not too far away, Swan Valley, heading up to one of my favorite parts of the state, Josh Rennell, Houghton, Michigan, home of the Michigan Tech Huskies. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Freeze, 1 man far side, 2 near side. He looks near side. Still looking, feeling some pressure, releases, end zone, touchdown.
Wow. Impressive.
Ethan Mardish, and I think the Michigan Tech Huskies are hoping that that's a connection that hooks up many, many times in the future, because Mardish also heading to Michigan Tech.
Mardish, a great job keeping his feet in bounds. Only needed 1. I believe he had both. Just a great balancing act, great throw, put it only where he would be able to catch it. But Sean, you know who would be happy for that? Our friend Blizzard T, the mascot up.
The mascot up at Michigan Tech, absolutely.
Somewhere he is howling.
Don't forget, during the course of the game, Lauren Plant is going to have plenty of guests down on the field. So when we get an opportunity, we'll throw it down to Lauren. Point after attempt now. Snap down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, just like that, Braden Oppoff, young man from Wyoming Tri-Unity, I might add, 8-man football, Josh Rennell. Just like that, 7-0 to start this game. They take advantage of an early turnover, and they punch it in on a 3rd down touchdown pass from Alex Freeze to Ethan Mardish. While we have a moment, why don't we throw it down to Lauren Plant for just a moment with one of the heroes to the early start of this game. Lauren?
All right, thank you very much, Sean. We have Logan Kulik here, the guy who recovered the fumble. So talk about this start for you guys. 7-0 right out of the gate.
Wow, start. All right, it's everything we predicted. You know, we called it from the get-go. We're going to be up by a huge amount. They're going to have to come back. So it's everything we predicted.
Absolutely. Just in the short time that you've had to be together as a defense, what's special about it?
Oh, we just all click immediately. First day, we're all cracking jokes. We're just one. It's so fast. It's so easy to get along with these people.
All right. He played his high school football days at Ishpeming High School. This is your final game. Congratulations so far. Go get him, brother. Back up to you guys.
This one's going to go into the end zone, taken for a touchback, and we'll see, Josh Rennell, if the East can get something going. It didn't start with the best intentions, that's for sure.
Well, what a start for the Yoopers, huh? I mean, the Yoopers taking over the first few plays, recovering the fumbles, catching the football. Well done by the Yoopers. A lot of representation from around the state we'll get to during this broadcast.
So Solano back out, 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Going to keep it on the ground. Some room near side, 20, makes a cut at the 25, hit at the 28. Good second effort there after contact past the 30-yard line. Good enough for a first down run.
This East team has got some speed, even though that defense gave up a touchdown on that 3rd and long, 3rd and goal. There was some good team speed that, you know, if it wasn't for a great play by the West on that nice pitch and catch, they were looking for a field goal attempt. This East team is fast.
Monday with 11. They're going to keep it on the ground here. They're give this time once again to Monday. He's this time caught in the backfield and brought down for a loss all the way back at the 28-yard line. That is Sam Gillis, another young man from Ishpeming, making a name for himself.
And there we go again. Ishpeming, another nice play. This team on the East, you got to give them some credit. Bouncing back after that disastrous first play, see if they get a drive going.
Solano in the shotgun. He's got a running back on his right hip, 2 receivers far side, 2 near side on this 3rd and 14. Solano, pass dropped, far side of the field.
And that was Drake Reed, a upcoming new Wayne State Warrior from Rochester, one of the Falcons. out there, just not on the same page. Should have caught it. He knows he should have caught it. That was just an easy screen. Should have had it.
3rd and 14. Single setback with Solano. Solano in the shotgun, back to pass. He has time, throws near side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Amari O'Brien, a little high off the fingertips. And once again, Josh Rennell, this West defense flexing its muscle and forcing a punt.
Hey, so the West squad won last year in the first overtime game in Michigan high school football all-star game history. They broke a 3-game winning streak that the East had going into last year. So West wants to build on that momentum, and they're off to a great start, about to get the ball back.
Brandon Searsaw stands on his own 25, a young man from Clare. High punt, short. Takes a bounce at the 42, takes a big bounce for the East. Inside the 30, inside the 25, and finally down at about the 23-yard line. So we finally are going to get perhaps a prolonged look at this West offense. If you're just joining us, they took over inside their own 10, and it was a 3rd down touchdown pass from Alex Freeze to Ethan Martish. By the way, 2 young men that have committed to Michigan Tech. That has us sitting where we are with 8:45 to go here in this first quarter in the West with a 7-0 lead. Let's see who brings them out there this time. It's going to be Shane Astrike, the quarterback from Midland Dow, who is slated to go to Michigan Tech. Astrike back to pass, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Josh, simply put it, looked like he was looking when he should have been catching.
And that's what's so great about this all-star game format is, I alluded to it right before we started the game, a lot of these guys are going to be playing with their future college teammates. So they get a little bit of a time to get acclimated with each other before they go on their college campus and play together in their college teams.
2nd and 10, 4 receivers, 2 split each side. Handoff blown up. Boy, number 55, Victor Nelson said hello. Nearly took the handoff himself.
Boy, oh boy, that's going to be as big of a hit you might see in this all-star game. Obviously, you don't want anybody, the worst case scenario, you want everyone to be healthy at the end of this game. I think that will still be the case, but boy, what a hit by Victor.
3rd and 15 now. Astrike sends a man in motion far side to near side. We've got a timeout on the field. That is going to be taken by the East. We'll keep it right here with 8:10 to go. Josh, as you mentioned, you had a chance to play in this game 11 years ago up at Spartan Stadium. What jumps out to you about that game?
Well, I remember a lot. So, again, the camaraderie, you heard the player interviewed right after the West first touchdown talk about how close the team got. You might notice if you're watching the broadcast, a lot of these players have helmets with multiple decals on their helmet. That's something that's an all-star game tradition. They like to share their team's decals, high school decals. It's almost a memento for the game. They'll keep on those helmets. I still have my helmet from the All-Star game, as many decals as I can fit, but it's a kind of a nice gesture that these teams kind of share.
3rd and 15. We'll throw it down to the third man of our broadcast crew, Lauren Plant, in a moment. 4 receiver set, trips near side, shotgun formation. Feeling some pressure, finally dumps it out, completed the 22. Makes one man miss, tries to make another man miss, can't do it. Minimal gain up to the 25-yard line. And that is where the East says enough, and they're going to force the West to punt. Why don't we throw it down to Lauren Plant while we have the time? Lauren Plant down on the field. Lauren?
All right, real quick, Ethan Martish here. Marquette gets the touchdowns, cracks the scoreboard, breaks the seal here. Talk about that play and what a momentum swing for you guys.
Yeah, that was great to start it out like that. Ran the route. Alex fled the pocket. I knew he was going to look for me, so I just sat in the corner and tried to get my feet in. So.
All right. And what about the intensity level out here so far?
Oh, it's great. Everybody wants to win. This is a great game. All right. Well, never mind. So, yeah, this is a great game so far, and everybody wants to win, and everybody's playing really hard, so it should be fun.
All right, you got it. I have a feeling we're going to see some scoring in this game. We're going to send it back to you guys. That was a big play.
High snap up and over the head of the punter.
Touchdown.
And they're going to call it a touchdown. We couldn't tell who recovered it. It looked like it was recovered at the 4. Then it squirted loose, and then it went into the end zone. And Josh, I saw a couple of the players say, no, safety. And after some deliberation, and that's what officials do, they put the hands up for a touchdown. Now, they're still having a conversation downstairs. And you can see on the near side of the field, the West coaching staff all saying, no, that's a safety. That's a safety. So we're still having some deliberation down there. Let's see what the official call is.
Now are they calling it a safety, possibly? I see some of the East players signaling safety. So we'll get the official signal.
We're waiting for the official call momentarily.
But East, Sean, is sending out their receiving team, which would indicate a safety, as they will get 2 points in the ball back. I believe that is what the call was. So it was first signal in the touchdown, but it will be a safety. Bizarre start, huh, Sean?
No question about it. Yeah, your game ended 9-0, correct?
It was. So, so a lot different than – we've already got 9 points scored in this game. We haven't even played 5 minutes. In 2008, we were fortunate to come on the winning end. The East side won 9-0. All 3 field goals that were attempted were made. Those made up all the points, so no touchdowns scored that game. Here, we've got a safety. We've got a couple fumbles, and we're only 5 minutes in.
Josh Fusco going to kick this off. Young man from Zeeland East heading to Indiana Wesleyan. Big booming kick taken by Omari Bryan back at the 15-yard line. Up to the 30. He's got a blocker in front of him. Makes a cut at the 35. Up past the 40 before he's driven out of bounds. Dangerous player, Amari O'Brien from Chandler Park. And just like that, the East has the ball back. Great field position as well, Josh. Let's see if they can get this offense going a little bit.
No, they're going to try to throw some wrinkles in. You saw already the trick play, but it looks like the East squad has been kind of operating out of a spread look, maybe a little bit of a spread option now, as number 4, Austin Brown, a very dynamic dual threat quarterback, stepping in.
2 receivers split far side, 1 near side. Austin's going to keep himself bottled up. Just read very, very nicely and blown up by number, is that 81?
81.
Kabish Richards, a young man from Lansing Catholic Central.
And he's got a lengthy figure on him, was able to slide through there, get a TFL.
So Matthews, 2 receivers split far side, 1 near side. Back to pass on this second down. He's got some space. You know this young man can run. Up the gut, 40. Makes a cut at the 35. Makes another cut at the 30. All the way down to the 25-yard line. And if you've watched this young man, whether it be at Catholic Central or Madison Heights Madison, that's what he can do to you.
And we're talking about being a dual threat quarterback, running and throwing. Well, how about this, folks? He's also a dual threat athlete, or let's just say a dual athlete. He will be going to Grand Valley and will play both football and baseball. That's how athletic this kid is, and he just showed a little bit of that on that nice run.
4 receiver set now. 2 split far side, 2 near side. Single setback. Shotgun formation, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Going to keep it on the ground. Trying to get outside. Gets the edge. 25, puts his head down. Bowls his way out of bounds to about the 18-yard line.
Number 25.
Andre Chenault, the young man from Chippewa Valley. He's going to be heading to Siena Heights.
Yes, Siena Heights is where we were told he will be attending, but he is a state champion. He rushed for a touchdown in that big win against Clarkson in the Division I championship.
2nd and 3 now. Shotgun formation, keeper all the way. Made 1 man miss. Able to fight his way up about to the line of scrimmage. See, that's key. That could have been a loss of 2, facing a 3rd and 5, but able to make 1 man miss was Brown. A much more manageable 3rd and 3 here, Josh.
And it'd be interesting, Sean. They're kind of right in that gray area. If they're going to attempt a field goal here, if they don't pick it up, or go for it on 4-down territory.
Trips far side, 2 near side. All by his lonesome is Austin Brown. Brown, keeper all the way. Gets a block, hits the edge. 10, inside the 10, finally wrapped up, knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Josh, I'll defer to you, but that looked like a running play all the way.
It did. It almost looked like one of those RPOs you see a lot in football nowadays, a run-pass option they call them. So Austin Brown maybe was able to read the defense, see if he had his quick pass option, but he took off with the run, which has got them down the field thus far.
1st and goal now for the East. They trail 7-2. Trips far side, 2 near side. Brown by his lonesome. Swings this one out a little behind the receiver.
Oh.
Ball
Are they going to call that a fumble?
dropped. Let's see what they're going to call that. Yeah, incomplete.
Okay.
Incomplete pass.
Good call. He did not fully secure that football, and that would have been a tough blow for the East squad after getting down to 1st and goal. That would have been a tough one. He did not fully catch it. I've never quite understood, and it's usually the quarterback's discretion, but running the bubble screen on the short side of the field, especially with these high school hash marks, not a lot of room to operate.
Micah Kretenzer with a big play there. Now Brown with a guy behind him. Pitches, hit at the 10, can't get out. Good job wrapping up the would-be running back Chandler Edwards from North Muskegon.
And that is going to also be a future Wayne State Warrior. We've got 6 of them here today, and you might hear Sean and I mention that we have a little bit of affinity for Wayne State. And it's nice to see the future looks bright so far with a couple of these guys making some plays.
3rd and goal, 9-yard line. Brown going to roll right, throw over the middle, completes it down to about the 2. They're going to mark him down at the 3, and you can see some of the players on the east side are saying, let's go for it. This is an all-star game. Let's go for it. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
And we're talking Wayne State. That was Drake Reed on the catch. That's another one who kind of made up for his drop earlier in the last series. He had a simple drop. That time Drake Reed with a nice catch. Want to give a shout-out to his dad. He's a coach for the Rochester Redskins youth football program I grew up playing, and I know he is must be either here or listening, I hope, so wanted to give him a quick shout-out.
Austin Brown with Andre Chenault, the lone running back. We're going to get
delay
a game. Now, this makes the decision very interesting. Do you send your place kicker out there, Josh Castillo, from Wyandotte Roosevelt to attempt a gimme field goal, or 4th and goal from the 7-yard line? They made their decision quick, fast, and hurry. They're going for it.
They did, and again, the All-Star game, got nothing to lose. Why not pull out all the stops? We're going to go for it, 4th and goal from about the 8.
Back to pass is Brown. He rolls right. Now he's going to take off to the left. He's got some space, but he lofts it into the end zone.
Great catch.
Completes it. Touchdown. Great vision. And it's going to be Ian Kennelly, the young man from Utica Eisenhower. And oh, by the way, heading to Grand Valley State. So we saw a Michigan Tech to Michigan Tech touchdown for the West and a Grand Valley to Grand Valley touchdown for the East. How about that?
That is awesome. That's Sean, you asked me what I remember. I remember meeting my future college teammates. I also was fortunate to have a few of them playing this game. And you develop that bond early before you even get on campus. There it is again. Grand Valley, great catch.
Snap down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Snuck it into that far upright. So an entertaining, very, active first quarter so far. We still have 3:54 to go. The East has jumped out to a 9-7 lead. You mentioned it, Josh, your all-star game. A couple guys, I know Greg Hassey, I live in Northville now. Greg Hassey played at Northville. Pat Cecile from Livonia. I'm a Livonia boy, so you know I'm always going to get out there. Had you known these guys at all before, or is this an opportunity for guys to perhaps meet for the first time?
No, it's first time meeting for the first time. One other player, Mike Hinkle.
Outstanding. Let's throw it down to Lauren Platt while we have a chance. Lauren?
Hey, it's Lauren Brown. It's Austin Brown. We're all having a good time. Austin, great drive there. Obviously, we saw a little bit about what you can do. You can run. You got touch on the throw, and you got to throw it to a future teammate.
Yes, sir. Just want to win, play hard, and see what happens.
I mean, just talk about this game so far. A little bit crazy, but it seems like everybody is here to play as hard as they can.
Yeah, because you never know it's your last game. This could be the last game for a lot of us, and we just want to leave it all out there for our families.
Obviously, those who know Austin Brown and what he was able to do at Madison Heights Madison, not only also a DAC Athlete of the Year nominee, this is your last high school event of any kind because you play a lot of sports. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot, but most of all, I'm going to rep my family and go hard.
Your dad playing this game?
Yes, sir. He did. He had a couple good runs.
Did he? So there's always that competition.
Oh, yeah. But it's lovely competition. He makes sure he knows, he tells me what's good and all that type of stuff, but he keeps me humble.
I hear you, man. Thanks. Awesome. We'll see you. Okay. Back up to you guys.
Great stuff, Lauren. Kick taken at the 5. Some space. Look out, 30. One man to beat 40. Can't beat that one man. A touchdown-saving tackle. Boy, and I'll tell you what, everybody walked over to the kicker and showed him some love. Josh Castillo just saved a touchdown.
Hey, I was a kick and punt returner at Wayne State, and I got a lot of flack when I get tackled by the kicker. So, hey, it was a great return. Give them credit. They're starting with the ball midfield, but it's always players like to poke fun. But that was just a good tackle, Castillo. Great job making an open field tackle. Not easy. Great return. But, man, Sean, a little bit of everything. Special teams, offense, defense. This game's all over the place.
Freeze in that shotgun formation. Swings it out, needs a block, in and out of the hands of the receiver, pops back in. He probably would have been best to drop that.
Yes.
That's going to be a big loss, a loss of 7, Josh Rinell.
Yes, no, that is a case where, it's tough in the heat of the moment. You're so trained to catch that football and you bobble it. But if you have the right awareness, you got to be like, I feel guys around me. I need to drop this or I'm going to take a big loss.
2nd and 16. Freeze with a man in motion. Fakes that sweep. Putting it up top. Got a man out there, but great coverage all the way. That is an incredible job by Vaughn Williamson. Young man from Detroit community going step for step. And then, Josh, how often do you see him kind of shielding them off? A great coverage near side.
Great coverage. It's kind of cool. A lot of these players were two-way players on their high school team. A lot of these coaches in the All-Star game are going to try and put guys in the position that they'll most likely play in their college role.
So 3rd and long. Freeze in the shotgun. Pressure comes from the outside, and he is dropped. Dropped all the way at the 36-yard line. That is Suggs, the big defensive tackle out of Clarkston.
Boy, oh boy, yeah, he is a big defensive tackle out of Clarkston. Believe he is also going to be going to Grand Valley. I want to make sure I get that correct. I'll confirm, but I believe I read he's going to Grand Valley. So a lot of you'll notice a lot of GLIAC teams are going to be represented by these players. So they'll get to know each other in the next 4 or 5 years.
Mario Bryan now stands on his own 22-yard line, awaits the punt from Braden Oppoff. Gets this one away. Nice punt. Takes him back to the 18-yard line. Makes a cut. O'Brien comes now near side. Looking for some space. Creates some space. Makes one man miss, another man miss. Finally wrapped up at about the 35-yard line. And that is where this East offense will take over. It was such an inconspicuous start for the East. But, Josh, the game of football, I think you know as anybody, momentum is a tricky thing, and momentum seems to be on the far side of the field right now.
It does, and I want to give a quick shout-out to Oppoff, Sean. We mentioned his name a couple times. He is one of 2 8-man football players represented here in this game. He's listed as an athlete, and you can see that. He's kicking the ball. He's playing defense and offense. He probably did a lot of that where he played in Wyoming Tri-Unity.
Solano back in, young man from Trenton, going to keep it on the ground. Big run there by Chenault. He was hitting the backfield, but you could see him just bounce off that, and somehow what should have been a loss of 2 ends up as a gain of 2. That is a hard runner right there, and Andre Chenault, Siena Heights going to be very happy to have him.
Yeah, he is a smaller but stocky, strong back, so he's going to be hiding behind those big offensive linemen. He's got quick agility, makes up for it with some good speed and strength combinations.
Solano now on this 2nd down. Feels some pressure, tries to evade it. No chance. Pocket just collapsed all around him and give Nate Ellenbass, the defensive lineman from Williamston, the sack there all the way back to the 29-yard line.
And a lot of these offensive lines, if you're a football guy and you've been around the game a while, the offensive line, they need some time to gel together. It's tough in an all-star game to get that in such a short amount of time, but these guys do a pretty good job. Just sometimes with these pass protection roles just break down.
3 receiver set. Solano back to pass. Looks, completes at the 40-yard line. Makes one man miss. Fighting his way for the chain. How close is he? This is going to be very, very close. That was a good throw by Solano and a tremendous second effort on the far side of the field. Let's see how close it is.
Just short. He looks about a yard short. They're marking them a yard short. I think the East has made up their mind again. They have not even looked close to bringing out the punt team.
Why not? That's Luke Harwood, a young man from Grozeal, coming out of the backfield. Oh, by the way, another future Laker. Coach Mitchell, of course, Matt Mitchell doing a tremendous job at Grand Valley, and absolutely they're going for it. Solano in the shotgun. Waning moments of this first quarter. Going to keep it on the ground is Chenault. He's hitting the backfield. Second effort, third effort, he's got it. That's what you want. If you're Siena Heights, you're smiling like the butcher's dog right now. That young man refused to go down.
And that is why that kid is a state champion. Again, I alluded to he scored a touchdown against Clarkson in their really thrilling state championship game that they won by 1 point. Clarkson went for 2, did not get it. But Chenault just a great job. Second, third, fourth effort even. Boy, oh boy, that was stopped about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he ended up gaining 2 yards.
30 seconds to go here in this first quarter with the East on top, 9-7. Solano has trips receivers far side, one near side. Pressure comes from the outside, over the middle, in and out of the hands of a defensive back. Almost a big interception just inside West territory.
And that was, Sean, that was trying to be a Wayne State to Wayne State connection. That was Solano to Reed. Ball was thrown behind Reed on a kind of a quick post pattern, not quite a slant, a little bit of a quick post. They are lucky that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Solano shotgun again, going to keep it on the ground. Some space up the middle. That space closed up very quickly, thanks in part to number 45, Logan Krulik. Boy, as you mentioned, the UP really flexing its muscle. The young man from Ishpeming with a big tackle there, and that should be the last play of this first quarter. 9-7 after the first quarter of play. And folks, a number of groups generously made donations to the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association by sponsoring players participating in this year's All-Star Game. Here is a list of those companies and the players they are supporting. Thank you for all your support.
Don't forget the concession stand is open. Make your way over to get some drinks. They got some food over there.
All right, welcome back along with my broadcast partner, Josh Rennell, Lauren Plant down on the field. My name is Sean Belegian. Pleasure to have you with us this afternoon, the 37th annual All-Star Game. The East meets West here on the State Champ Sports Network. Solano back to pass, rolls near side, throws near side, nearly intercepted. Great break on the ball. Boy, give credit there to Drew Hum, the defensive back out of Alma, kind of jumping that route and knocking that away, Josh.
Solano has been a little bit lucky. He's had some good balls and some that's gone away from him. That one, again, close to being intercepted. But now the East has decided, you know what, it's not 4th and short, it's 4th and long. Even though it's at midfield, we're going to punt this ball away.
So we've got standing back for the West, that is going to be Christian Gordon, a run back from nearby Midland. Isn't going to get a chance at this one as the ball bounces out of bounds, and that is where the West will take over. Let's take a look at some of those first half numbers, shall we, Josh? What jumps out to you?
Well, I think you got to, when you're looking at the offensive numbers, it's definitely got to be Austin Brown. He is run for 36 yards. That's also taking into account 11 yards that he's lost from sacks. So even though he's only at 36, he had a long run of 35. and he's also thrown the ball efficiently, 2 for 3 for 14 yards and a touchdown. So got to give Austin Brown the offensive numbers so far, but defensively, Miller for the West, already 4 tackles.
Freeze with a man in motion, and that man in motion is blown up. Freeze gave it to the man coming out of the near side, and blown up in the backfield was Josh Fusco, a young man from Zeeland East heading to Indiana Wesleyan. A loss of 4, and suddenly, Josh, we're seeing the defense on both sides of the ball coming up big.
Well, these guys are noticing that these are all stars for a reason. They all play fast. It will be like this in the college level. Those outside runs aren't going to be as easy as they were.
Back to pass now on this first down. Evades the pressure. Good job stepping up. Makes a cut at the 20.
Nice tackle.
Nearly makes a man miss at the 23. As you mentioned, that's an outstanding open field tackle by Maurice Hutchinson, a young man out of Parkway Christian. Showing some athleticism out there, Alex Freeze, the young man from Swan Valley, who will be heading up to Michigan Tech. And insult to injury, there was some laundry back at the 10-yard line. That is going to be a hold against the West, so they're going to back them up. It is going to be 3rd and a mile.
Wow, and that's unfortunate because that was a nice play, would have set them up with a 3rd and short, but because of the penalty, it will now make it 2nd and very long.
Got to change that. And
yep.
They do on the far side. 2nd down now, all the way back at the 6-yard line. 4 receivers set by his lonesome is Freeze in the shotgun. Looks far side, fires far side complete, making one man miss, getting past the 20 up to about the 13-yard line. That is Ethan Martish, again, the young man that Lauren Plant talked to earlier from Marquette. Little room to breathe down there. Still a 3rd and very long situation. We'll call it 3rd and 17 from the 12-yard line. 4 receiver set. Again, swinging out near side. Complete, makes one man miss, out past the 15, up to about the 20-yard line. Good gain there, but Fusco needed to get up to about the 29-yard line. He is unable to do it, and once again, Josh, these defenses really stepping up and making some plays now.
They are. The defense, it's again a base look that both these teams are doing. They cannot blitz. They got to always have 4 down linemen. They can't slant, I was told by Coach Sparks, meaning they can't entirely cross gaps when they're coming off the snap. So these offenses, it's not a complex defensive look, and so these guys are doing it simple. These coaches are making it easy for these defensive players to get adjusted.
Mario Bryan stands on his own 34-yard line. Takes a couple of bounces. O'Brien's just going to let that bounce pass. Gets a nice bounce for the West and finally downed all the way back at the 25-yard line. That is where the East will take over. It looks like both teams have been rotating their quarterbacks a little bit. I'm going to agree with you. There was a different look on the field when number 4, Austin Brown from Madison Heights Madison, was out there.
There was, and we'll see what the East decides to do this time around, still with a 2-point lead. O'Brien there on that punt return, again, as a former returner, he'll learn if he gets to do that in college. He's going to want to learn to fair catch that football because once that ball bounces, they lost about almost 20 yards of field position.
Austin Brown indeed back on the field in that shotgun formation. Going to roll left. This is keeper all the way, trying to get to the edge. Does get to the edge. Not a lot of space out there. Good pursuit. Only a gain of about 3 on that play far side of the field, setting up a 2nd and 7.
And the Grand Valley coaches might be watching this game, and they are telling Austin Brown, get out of bounds or get to the turf as quickly as you can. Don't want you to take as many hits in this game, but hey, as I said earlier, these guys are competitors. He said that himself on the sidelines. These guys want to win this game, make no mistake.
2nd and 7 now. Brown back to pass. He's got time. Looks over the middle. Just out of the reach of his intended receiver. That's a great throw with 3 players around him, Josh. He had to throw it behind him, but in a spot where only his guy was going to make the catch.
Right, kind of almost a back shoulder throw. He was well covered, as you said, Sean, about 3 defenders, but he put it in the one spot that only his offensive player could have gotten, but was not able to catch. So the ball now goes back to about the 28-yard line for a 3rd and 7.
Kennelly, the intended receiver there. 4 receivers set. Brown in the shotgun. 5-step drop. He's got a lot of time. Feels the pressure. He's going to step up. He knows where the stick is. He's got the first down and more. Makes a cut at the 40 and finally dances out of bounds right in front of his bench. That's what Austin Brown can bring to the table. That dual threat, and that's a big first down all the way up to the 45.
I think from a game plan standpoint, the West would be wise to just really, when Brown is in the game, have a quarterback spy, one of these linebackers. His only responsibility is to watch Brown. As soon as Brown takes off out of the pocket, he should be the guy that's there to make the play. They haven't done so. Brown, you could tell he was baiting the defense. He was letting them drop back, and then he was waiting for the open field, and he took it.
Brown shotgun once again, going to keep it on the ground. Chenault. Boy, look at him put his shoulder down and drive past the 50-yard line up to the 51-yard line. That is a hard running back right there. Low center of gravity. And that's a big 6-yard gain on first down.
He's a bowling ball out there. He reminds me of our good friend Chet Privet when he used to run the football.
Oh, yeah, former pilot.
Yeah.
Wayne State Warrior.
He would run through some walls, and that's what Chenault looks like he's doing, and a great pickup on first down.
2nd and 4, just in West territory. The East with a 9-7 lead. Shotgun formation for Brown. 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. High snap, they keep it on the ground to Chenault. He's got some room, look out. 40-yard line, good tackle there, going low at that bowling ball. I believe that was number 4, James Miller, the linebacker out of Gaylord.
And, it was a nice play because it's harder. It's hard, and trust me, Chenault, I'm not knocking you because I'm not the biggest running back when I played either, but it's tougher to get lower than him. So when you can get down to his thighs or take out his legs, that's your best chance because trying to get him up high, he'll make you miss.
Easton business. Brown going to keep it on the ground. Chenault again, up the middle, carries the pile. You know, the interesting thing about you small running backs, though, Josh, and I don't mean to embarrass you, I saw you carry some piles, including carrying a pile into the end zone on an overtime winner against Hillsdale back in 2011. So I've seen you small guys do that.
That's impressive that you worked it into this broadcast. But
appreciate that.
That is good. No, hey, as a running back, one of the first things you're taught, other than holding on to the football, keep your legs moving. Always keep your legs pumping, even on contact, and that's certainly something Chenault does.
2 receiver split, far side, 2 near side. Brown shotgun formation. Little option here. Brown's going to keep it. Hits the 30, puts his shoulder down before he's driven out of bounds by Drew Hum, the defensive back out of Alma. Boy, good football being played all over the state. You love to see it. You love to see the guys from the UP. How about Alma? You know, they've got a team up there as well, not only high school but college as well. Just, you love to see it. If you're a fan of football, the state of Michigan has you covered every level, Josh Rennell.
It does. It does. And, again, we've got 2 representatives here from 8-man football, which is awesome to incorporate those guys. So they're playing a game. It's still football, but there's 3 more players out there this time. And it's cool to see players from all different levels, all different divisions, all come out here together. And they kind of get to show off and say, hey, even though I'm from a Division 8 school, I could still hang with these Division I guys. Just because your school's bigger doesn't mean you're necessarily a better player than I am. So it's cool to see these guys compete.
Big 3rd and 1 forthcoming here. We'll say it again. It's been a different game with number 4 in the game. Austin Brown, so far, if you're talking about a player of the game, I think you have to take a good hard look at number 4. This offense is just humming when number 4 is out there.
I have to agree. He is somebody that you got to give credit to. He had a heck of a game in his state championship game. Heck of a football game, but they still ended up losing. I think he accounted for either 5 or 6 touchdowns. They still lost to New Lothrop in their football game, but what a dynamic athlete he is.
3rd and 1. They keep it on the ground. Chenault hitting the backfield, but that guy just does not go down at first contact. He falls forward. I'm going to be interested to see where they spot this. This is going to be very close. They're already signaling first down.
Yeah, he does it again. That was another one where he gets knocked and hit right before.
Boy, I love that kid.
I know.
Oh,
you got
he is
credit.
fun to watch.
Hey, they won the state championship, and he was one of those reasons why Chippewa Valley had a lot of ball carriers, but he was definitely one of the prominent ones, and you're seeing just why they were state champions. They have a kid as dynamic as Chenault.
Pretty good back, and Brendan Monday checks in now. Austin Brown back to pass. Under pressure. Looks, now he's going to take off and run. Cuts up field, but good open field tackle again. That is Kabosh Richards out there in the open field, who really kept that from being a big gainer as far as I'm concerned.
Anytime a defensive player is making an open field tackle, I don't care if it's against the quarterback, and trust me, Brown's not your normal quarterback, especially in the open field. So open field tackles are the hardest tackles to make, but you're making it against the guy that's really accounted for the most yards so far. So great job keeping that. Still a good gain on first down, but could have been bigger.
4-receiver set Monday, the lone setback. Austin Brown looks over the defense on this 2nd and 3. Going to keep it on the ground to Monday. Monday, he fights through the first hit, fights his way close to the first down. A nice second effort as well from the young man from Saline. Boy, a lot of good athletics going on out in the Saline area, that's for sure.
Agree. I was going to say the same thing. Saline has a great athletics program. Their football team has gotten better and better. What a good job by Monday is showing, hey, I'm a good running back myself. I know we've got a couple good running backs already here with Chenault having a lot of big runs, but Monday could do the same.
Another 3rd and 1. Keeper all the way. Brown kind of navigates his way, knew exactly where he had to get to, got there. Got about a foot past the mark, and that is going to be another 3rd down conversion. I'll piggyback on what you said. You know I do a lot of things for state champs with hockey. Coach Fosbender and the Saline hockey team as well the last few years. Doing some work out there.
Right.
Another timeout on the field.
Just a quick, Austin Brown is being a warrior out there. He's holding his arm, but he's okay, I think. Again, the last thing you want in an all-star game to have anyone get any type of an injury. Unfortunately, we have not had any, and I will knock on wood and make sure that stays that way. But Austin Brown looks fine. He's just working out the kinks. He is showing folks that, hey, he's going to give it all when he's out here. All these players are, these defensive players. This is your typical drive, Sean, where it's just a churning drive. It's almost taken this whole quarter. These guys have come down the field now in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Josh, what was the weather like back when you played in this game in 2008? Because you can't ask for much better weather than what we have here today.
You know, it was pretty similar. I think we had maybe a little more cloud coverage, which can't hurt, but it was a nice day out, so fortunate these players get to enjoy their last high school game with some nice weather.
1st and 10 for the East at the 17-yard line. Brown in the shotgun, going to keep it on the ground to Monday. Monday, good cut in the backfield, falls forward to about the 16-yard line. Looked like he was in trouble, but found a way to pick up some positive yards. Didn't get a lot, but you'll take that +2 as opposed to the -2 all day long. Checking in for the East now, Luke Harwood, tailback out of Grozeal. Young man slated for Grand Valley State. Also checking in, Drake Reed, as you mentioned, from Rochester, and he is going to be a Warrior.
And pretty cool, Harwood gets to play in this game under his head coach, Coach John Bodner.
Now Brown back to pass, looking to the end zone, man, wide open touchdown. Drake Reed out of Rochester. Somewhere Coach Winters and the Warrior staff is smiling as they're hoping a lot of touchdowns appear in the end zone at Tom Adams Field like that one.
And that was essentially a blown coverage, wide open. Kind of just ran a little bit of a deep curl route, about 15 yards, and got right to the goal line, was wide open. That was one of those where he just needs to focus because he was so wide open. Sometimes you're expecting someone to hit you right when you catch it, but good job holding on. Good find by Brown.
Snap down, kick up, and the kick is good. Josh Castile, young man out of Wyandotte Roosevelt. The Bear nails it through, and the East has extended their lead to 16-7 here at Saginaw Valley State. Harvey Randall Wicks Memorial Stadium. This is a beautiful venue. Folks, if you haven't caught a game up here, I'll tell you what, this is a wonderful venue, a great campus as well. And Josh, you and I familiar with the D2. A lot of great D2 campuses. Let's throw it down to the third man of our crew, Lorne Plant. Lorne?
All right, thank you very much, boys. I've got Andre Chenault coming over here for a quick chat. How you doing, my man?
Good.
All right, you're killing it out there. What's this feel like for you right now?
I feel good. I feel good to be back on the field. Missed it.
Yeah, it's been a while. Last time you were on the field, you won a state championship with Chippewa Valley. Talk about, what you remember the most about a magical season.
It was a good season. We had great players all around the field. Just went out there, played it their hardest, and won every game.
So, you're getting some good looks out there. So what's the vision like out there, in the backfield? What are you seeing? Big holes?
Yeah, we getting good blocking. The holes are opening up, and I'm just running through.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
No problem.
Okay.
Great stuff,
Back to you
Lorne.
guys.
Appreciate it, Lauren. Taking about 10 yards deep. How about that? Cut at the 10. In trouble at the 15. Going to go down at the 15. Gain tackled at the 15-yard line. Now, Josh is a return guy. I don't have any problem with a guy doing that in an all-star game. Do you?
No. Why not? You wanna make a big play for your team. Unfortunately, the blocking wasn't really there for him. He didn't have much to work with, but I don't blame him. Hey, I almost never called a fair catch when I was a punt returner. I was fortunate to also kick return, and yeah, as a kick returner, whether you catch it in the end zone or not, you want to.
I know you're going to be mad at me for doing this, but I have to say it anyway.
What's that?
The Division II championship game in 2011, my broadcast partner returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown.
Yeah, thank you. That is a fond memory.
Yeah, indeed. Solano back to pass on first down. Got a man wide open. Look out. Up the gut. 50, 45, track meet. 30, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown. Oh, baby, just like that. The West is hit with a big bolt. Oh, my goodness gracious. Brendan Sursaw wide open.
Wow. Just a seam route up the middle. Delivered it on the run. Did not need a break stride. Great throw from Salino. Got to give him credit. What a way to bounce right back. We're talking about making big plays. How about making a big play for your team in the All-Star game or making fond memories? I think that will be a fond memory right there for the two players. Definitely a great throw from Salino, but a great job catching it by Sursaw.
Wide open, and it was a track meet, and they got it done. I want to make sure, was that Freeze that threw that pass? Was that Astrike or Freeze? I'm going to have to check that again when we come back, but kick is up, kick is good, and just like that, a 16-13 game. The West with a lightning bolt there. Good. Wow, let's throw it down while we have a second to the gentleman that threw that pass, a big connection. We got Michigan Tech coming up big with Northern Michigan. Let's throw it down to Lauren Plant. Lauren?
We're looking this way. We're looking this way, guys. Sorry, Shane Astrike and Brendan. Number one, you see him that wide open. It's really, you literally have a split second in your mind. But talk about what a huge momentum shift this is.
It was good. We came out and jumped on them. Obviously, they turned the ball over there, and we were up, and then we didn't move the ball that great. But then, and they took advantage of that. But then, obviously, we just turned the table, and the team's back up, so it'll be good.
Seems like you guys been doing this for many years, but what a great feeling, what a great run right there, my friend.
Yeah, before we ran that play, he goes, "This is gonna work." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna trust you." He goes, "It's from my high school team," and I said, "Okay, let's do it." Found me through the middle.
All right. Hey, congratulations. Got a lot of game left though. Good job. Back to you guys.
Great job, Lauren. A quick strike from Astrike, and I'll tell you what, Brandon Sursaw did the rest. Return up past the 25, close to the 30. And a great job. Josh, how many times have you seen it? Sursaw gets in the track meet, and he doesn't have to run straight. Run at that angle, make the guy behind you run a little bit farther, and he found his way into the end zone.
Well, and you said it, Sean, and I liked how you put it. Astrike with a quick strike is certainly what he did. Got to give Astrike credit. Again, he threw that ball with finding Searsaw in stride. Did not have to wait for it. Got him right up the middle with a deep ball. Probably caught that ball about 30 yards down the field. So great job by those two players.
All right, keep it on the ground. Good job disguising that. I think just about everybody, including this gentleman, thought that Chenault got that ball, but it was a keeper by Austin Brown, and he's able to carry it up to about the 33-yard line. Give him a gain of 3, setting up a 2nd and 7. Ryan Ringler with a big play there, young man out of Cedar Springs. 4-receiver set. Again, Brown shotgun formation, back to pass. He's got time. He's loaded up top. Pass is short, but a good adjustment on the ball, and that is going to draw the flag.
That's a tough break here for the West. It's a game of momentum, right? And West has got the momentum, even though they're down 3 points. A lot of momentum their way, but this call, which if it stands, will be defensive pass interference. And it will give the East the ball, getting it really close to midfield. I believe they're going to keep the call, yes, defensive pass interference. And that's a tough call, Sean. It really could have been a non-call, but it was what they called it was a face guard, which I've always been a big advocate of. These defensive backs need to turn and find the football and try and make a play on it. If they try to make a play on it, you won't get those calls. But he kind of face guarded, never went to look for the football, and East gets a big benefit.
Brown shotgun formation again. Back to pass on this first down. Feels the pressure. He's got some space to run. Look out near side, 50. Into the West territory, puts his head down, runs through a tackle, finally knocked out of bounds. Boy, does that young man got a little swagger to him, huh?
He does. He did a nice little dead leg, we call it. It's a little move, and he's talking, he's chirping with the West sidelines. I'm telling you guys, these guys want to win for their side of the state. West with the win last year. East wants to reclaim it. But Brown with some swagger, the dead leg, it's nice little juke is really what it is, and he did it to get a couple extra yards right on West's sideline.
1st and 10, 39-yard line. Shotgun formation. He's got a running back on his right hip. That is Chenault. Pressure comes from the outside. Brown feels it, runs to the outside. 35, 30, 25, steps out of bounds at the 22-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Josh, it looks like these West guys are maybe a little dog-tired chasing Austin Brown out there.
You know, I'm going to give Ryan Ringler some credit. He is listed as a linebacker for the West out of Cedar Springs. And I mentioned earlier about a quarterback spy. I've noticed the last 2 plays with Brown running the ball, it's been a lot of Ryan Ringler spying him and trying to chase him down. Austin Brown's just a fast guy. So Ringler's trying to catch him, and we'll see if he can keep it up.
First down, back to pass, wants it all. Up top, end zone, just out of reach of the intended receiver, far side of the field. Good coverage out there by Artie Duttmers, a young man from Traverse City, St. Francis, going step for step with the intended receiver.
Good coverage. That was a time where, again, talk about making a play on the ball as a defensive back. Turn your head, try and get your arms up if you have to. If you look like you're making a play on the football, a lot of times these refs are not going to call a pass interference. That was just great coverage. Not a bad throw, put it up high for his receiver, but it's just a little too high.
Brown again, 4 receiver sit, 2 split far side, 2 near side. Fakes the give, looking for a block now, makes it cut at the 21, brings it back the other way. Finds some space, are you kidding me? Inside the 10 and finally brought down at about the 8-yard line. But hold everything, I think that extra space he found may have been because of a little tug at the 15. Let's wait and see what the call is.
Yeah, it was thrown around the area of a hold, and looks like it was it a hold or block in the back? Looked like it was a hold. So, unfortunately, after what would have been a 1st and goal for the East, it will set them back. And it's typically when they throw it, it might have been a spot foul. So where that hold occurred, they'll mark it off 10 yards. That's what they did.
So they're going to back that up to about the 25-yard line. Math has never been my strong suit, but I believe it's going to be a 2nd and 14 situation from the 25-yard line with the East on top 16-13. This offense, simply put, has worked with Austin Brown in there. He's back to pass. He's got a lot of time. He's trying to get out of trouble.
Wow.
Somehow gets the ball away and complete at about the 18-yard line, but he's going to be finally brought down at about the 21-yard line. Somehow, some way, he picks up 4 yards on that play. He looked like he was dead in the water, Josh, at about the 40-yard line.
And that was a great job by O'Brien, sticking to the scramble drill, coming up and seeing his quarterback distressed, had to get closer to the line of scrimmage. So he caught it. It was only a 5-yard gain, but he'll take that catch over a 10-yard loss. Good job by the West defensive line, though, generating some pressure.
3rd and 10 now. Brown back to pass, wants it all. He's got a man out there.
Great play.
Tipped at the last moment. A great job on the coverage. Far pylon. What a great play by number 23, Micah Cressender, out of Jackson, because he had him out there, Josh. Make no mistake about it. Cressender with a good break on the ball, and decision time for the East now.
Great break on the football. Great job just getting his fingers on it to knock it away. He's listed as a linebacker, but he looks like he certainly can play some safety or defensive back in the next level, making a nice play, getting some air on that, and he's got some long arms too, which always helps. Looks like the East will opt for the field goal attempt.
38-yard attempt. Josh Castile on the hold is Luke Harwood. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is no good. So a good job by the West there, Josh. A little bend, but don't break. And let's see if the West can do something to either tie this game or, dare I say, take the lead with only $1:56 remaining in this first half. So glad you could join us. Josh Rennell, of course, Rochester Adams, football player, a guy who played in this game back in 2008, a Wayne State Warrior Hall of Famer. Down on the field is Lauren Plant. I'm Sean Belegian. We have so much to show you at halftime. Lauren and the gang have done a tremendous job putting together so many highlights of some of the things that you're not going to see during the course of the game. And we'll have a package for you at halftime. Now back to action. Swinging out near side, just a little too much sauce on that pass that time. Freeze just a little bit too much on that pass, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Ethan Martish.
So interesting decision by the West after Shane Astrike came out and threw a strike for a touchdown. They're going to go right back now to Alex Freeze, who's had a solid game himself. Let's see if he can work the 2-minute drill.
Man in motion, the give on motion. Putting his shoulder down at the 20, kind of driving up to the 14-yard line that time is Josh Fusco out of Swan Valley. Why don't we throw it down to Lauren Plant while we have a moment. Lauren?
Hey, guys, just a quick little nugget of information. So you saw Drake Reed had a touchdown for the East just a little bit ago. Interesting fact, at the banquet last night, he also was the winner of a 50-inch television. Now, the reason he received that TV is because he raised the most money for the association during this whole All-Star affair, and since he has been named to the team. So congratulations, Drake Reed. He gets a TV and a TD.
Well, you know, Lauren, that's some of the stuff we were just talking about. We've got a halftime highlight package, if you will, of some of the stuff that you were able to see the last few days. So we're looking forward to that, partner.
Yes.
Yes. It's going to be, you're going to see a little bit of the skills competitions that they did during the week of practice. There was fastest man competition, a big man fastest man competition. You'll want to see that one. There was a punt and catch challenge where the teams got to choose who they thought couldn't catch a punt, which will probably also be fun to watch, and a quarterback receiver challenge.
Trips, split far side. Freeze is going to roll far side. Look far side. Now he's going to tuck it up and run past the 25, finally knocked out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Going to pick up 3, going to be short.
Well,
and it looks like the East may have an opportunity here, Josh.
Sean, I was about to say, yeah, it's interesting here. What's the West going to do? I give credit to Alex Freeze. He got out of bounds to stop the clock because I think he wants to keep that drive going, but they're at their own 27. So it's kind of almost now you got to punt it away. You don't want to give them great field position, and you stop the clock. I could see what Freeze was thinking. He wants to keep it going, but his coaching staff chooses to punt the ball away. And East is going to have a chance to work their own 2-minute drill, but this time they'll get the ball with probably about a minute 20, minute 25 left in the first half.
Well, it's an eternity of time. They also have 2 timeouts and a 3-point lead. So Ophoff back to receive this punt. Took it off the ground, gets the punt away. Let's see if he can get a little bounce. He does get a little west bounce inside the 40 and finally touchdown at about the 38-yard line. So let's see what the East elects to do with 1:16 left here in this first half. The East offense will take to the field. Let's see who they bring out on the field. Flag down on the field. Let's see what this is about.
Late flag. I saw a member of the East coaching staff not too happy about whether it's the call or what he saw on the field take place. They're getting an explanation from the refs right now. We'll get a call right now. Unsportsmanlike on the West. Both offsetting.
Yep, offsetting.
Okay, so offsetting nullifies the penalty. Should be the East ball back where it landed, and that's about the 39-yard line.
Don't tell me these guys don't want to win.
Don't tell me
these guys don't want to win.
No, these guys, I saw Austin Brown out there chirping with the West sidelines. The West is giving it back. Hey, they want to win. These guys are competitors. They're in this game for a reason. They all earned it, got nominated from various different outlets. So they're here and they want to win.
Solano gets to run the 2-minute drill now. Pass complete, far side of the field to O'Brien. O'Brien wrapped up at about the 40-yard line. Brought down after a minimal gain. We'll call it a gain of 1. Setting up a 2nd and 9. Clock running inside a minute to go here before the half up at Harvey Arundel Wicks Memorial Stadium on the campus of Saginaw Valley State. Solano shotgun formation. Going to throw it up top. He's got a man out there. Nice break on the ball, complete at the 30. Inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. What a tremendous break on that ball by Ian Kennelly, the young man from Utica Eisenhower.
Kennelly made a lot of big plays at Eisenhower. I remember watching him play. He has a touchdown he scored in this game earlier in the first quarter and makes another big play here.
Back to pass Solano again. Looks near side, completes near side, inside the 20. Makes one man miss, makes another man miss. Great job by Drake Reed out there to pick up an extra 3 yards, making 2 men miss. And it looks like the East is going to call a timeout with 24 seconds to go here before the half.
Yeah, don't tell these guys that this is just an all-star game. Look at the West coaching staff is almost all of them got out on the field and were putting their arms out. Hey, what's the deal here? But they're going to give the timeout to the East. The East should have about maybe, I believe, 1 timeout remaining. The scoreboard says 2, but it said 2 before they just took that last one. So we'll get you an update because that's going to play a big part if they just changed. So 1 timeout left with the ball at about the 16-yard line.
So we'll reset everything for you. 16-13, 24 seconds left. We've seen a little bit of everything in this one, Josh. Let's be honest. Jeopardy theme blowing up in our head. Did you get caught up in that during the run by Jeopardy James and all that? Did you watch any of that?
You know, I watched a little bit. I watched some highlights. I did watch actually the Jeopardy that ended up losing. I got a spoiler alert that he was going to lose, so I tuned in. Sean and I are big movie fans. So anyone that wants to know what a spoiler alert is, that simply means they spoiled the surprise.
Yeah, I don't like that. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not either.
Trip receivers far side. for Jay Solano. That was Wayne State to Wayne State on that last pass. Jay, quarterback from Trenton, the Trojans. Solano looks near side, man out of the backfield, makes the catch inside the 5, driven out of bounds with 18 seconds to go. So a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Boy, good job by Solano here, driving this team down the field.
Give Solano some credit. Give Monday some credit, making a nice catch and getting out of bounds, saving that last time out.
Solano, fade route, far side. What a grab. Touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Once again, Ian Kennelly. Boy, he's had a big game and making a case for player of the game as well, Josh.
He is. He is also now accounted for 2 touchdown receptions. Kennelly, he's made some plays in his high school career. Why not have one last highlight in this game, in the All-Star game? 2 touchdowns in the first half.
That's a big touchdown for the East. Chance to put themselves up by 10 points now. Wyandotte Roosevelt's own Josh Castillo now on. High snap, look out. Castillo gives chase. He's just going to fall on it. Smart decision there, young man. Don't try to be a hero on a play like that.
He was already the hero on a touchdown-saving tackle on an earlier kick return, so he's having a solid game. Maybe not as highlight-studded as Kennelly's has been so far, but Castillo doing the role of the thankless kicker job, so give him credit.
12 seconds left here. Let's see if the West has some razzle-dazzle up their sleeve to try to get one back before halftime. Once again, don't forget at halftime, we've got some outstanding video for you guys to digest. You know what? It is a total team effort here with the State Champ Sports Network. I love doing so many things during the course of the year. These live broadcasts are awesome. While we have a moment, let's throw it down to Lauren Plant with one of the stars of that last drive from the East. Lauren?
All right, thank you very much, Sean. So I'm here with Jay Solano, Trenton quarterback. Boy, the quarterbacks have been doing well here for the East. What's the conversation going on right now between you and Austin?
It's just we're hyping each other up. You know, our own plays is like making each other like hype and all that, and we're just getting each other ready. So,
what has the last few days, getting a chance to get to know each other, because it's hard to turn around and find that chemistry. I mean, that was a great play you just made there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we never really knew. I didn't really know any of these people. They didn't really know me. So these past couple of days have been really great because we developed some bonds that'll last a long time. So.
Okay. All right. Hey, congratulations. Keep it going. A lot of game left. All right.
Jay Solano, future Wayne State Warrior. Great job down there, Lauren. Boy, Trenton, another one of those places. You want to talk about great athletic programs? Trenton Trojans getting the job done. Make no mistake about that. Castillo getting ready to kick this one off with 12 seconds left in this first half. Lines it up. Sends her deep. This one's going to be taken about the 3-yard line. Far side of the field, now cutting near side. A little razzle-dazzle a pitch, but blown up. Great coverage down there by the East. And you know what? The first guy on the spot was Hunter James, the strong safety out of Kingston. Another 8-player team there.
Yep.
Great coverage down there by number 10, Hunter James.
Well, I'll give you something to chew on. That was a toss back to Trey Davis out of Flint Hamady, another Wayne State Warrior, future Wayne State Warrior coming into next year. But that's a dangerous play to do right at the end of the half. That was not just a short toss. That was almost like a pitch back 10 yards. Good thing Trey Davis has some good hands.
Astrike just going to take a knee at his own 7-yard line. That is going to do it for the first half of play. Josh Rennell, a first half that I think we saw a little bit of everything. To me, the defense early on in the first half kind of flexing its muscle, but the offense got some revenge there in the later portion of the second quarter.
No, there was a little bit of everything. If you're a high school football fan, this is exactly what this All-Star Game Committee wants you to see. It's been enjoyable. The fans are enjoying it. A lot of folks out here enjoying the weather, friends, family, and just fans of Michigan high school football, and they're enjoying themselves, and so are the players.
Anybody's game, 22-13, the East on top of the West. Well, on Thursday, the team selected participants in the annual East vs. West skills competition. 4 events took place, pitting the teams against one another. Fastest man, fastest big man, quarterback receiver challenge, punt and catch challenge. Each team picked 3 guys on the other team who they thought would not be able to catch a 40-yard punt. If it sounds fun, you're right. It was fun, and we'll have it for you next, right here on the State Champs Sports Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's halftime of this year's Michigan High School All-Star Game, and we are going to have a little fun here as we've got a skills competition that is taking place during the practices as we lead up to the game. So I've got Jim Sparks here, who is the vice president of the Football Coaches Association. He is also the committee chair for the All-Star Game. He's also the head coach for the Clawson Trojans. Thank you, Jim, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right, he is going to describe what we're doing here. We've got some fun competition. What's first?
The first thing we have is we're going to crown the fastest man in the state. So we've got 2 representatives from the West running against 2 representatives from the East, and we're going to settle it right here and right now and see who's the fastest guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about game time. We've got 2 representatives from the East, 2 from the West. KJ and O'Brien for the East.
Searcy and Glass for the West.
Here we go. And they're off. It's a fight to the finish. It looks like it's going to be a good battle. I believe. Did West win? West is celebrating like they won.
It looks like the West is feeling pretty good about that result, Lauren.
Replay. Show the tape. I don't know. I don't know.
Your angle's poor.
What is the official ruling we need to know? Why am I screaming into the camera? I apologize.
Executive Director Farley, we need a official result, please. DeAndre Glass looks like he's our fastest guy this year.
So the West represents. They are fired up for it. And DeAndre Glass is our fastest man, the champ. Well, now it's going to get real interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for the big guys, the fastest big guy. And we've got 4 representatives, 2 from the East, 2 from the West. Here we go. Ooh, we almost had a false start there on the West.
Oh, man. Who's got this? Looks like Victor. I think it was Victor.
It's East all the way.
Can you imagine standing in front of that on Saturday afternoon?
No, I cannot imagine that. And if that's coming at me full bore, I don't know what I'd do. So we have split through this. We have an East champ and a West champ. Is that the end of this particular event?
Yeah, that's our speed competition is over. So now we're going to
set up the next one.
Yeah, we're going to focus on individual skills. So we're going to highlight the quarterbacks and the receivers, and we like to call this QBR challenge. So we're going to have 4 receivers have to stand in a designated area, very small.
Yeah.
And the quarterbacks have to throw it to them from 40 yards away. They have to be able to possess the ball inside of about a 3-foot circle. First team to 10, completing 10 passes in the designated area, will be our winner. Here we go.
And we're off.
We got one over here.
Success over here. 1-1. No.
Nope, we missed.
Missed on blue. We're still tied 1-1.
Oh. And we got 2.
No, out. So red leading 2-1.
Was that good over there, guys?
No. No, that was out.
Judges are there. We go by the judges.
And that was in.
Coach Farley, what's our score over here?
All right, so I have no idea who's.
They got 2 on the West.
Okay. How many do we have over here? 3 over here.
We got 2 over here.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, we're still at 2.
By Austin Brown.
We're still at 2 at the West.
We're at 3. We're at 4 over here. 5 in the East.
We got 3.
All right, 5 in the East. So it looks like the East is winning. Oh, that's 6. He got it. He landed in bounds.
We're still at 3. Still at 3 over here.
I don't know if they gave that 7 or if it's still a 6. They're at 6. They're at 6.
Nope.
Look at that.
Still at 3. Still
7.
at 3.
They counted it. No, not that one.
4 for the West.
7 over here. Austin Brown throwing dimes.
We got 5.
Okay, they're catching up. Look at Brown putting them right in the circle. Oh, he dropped it.
Almost.
He dropped it. Oh, there's a beautiful ball. Boom.
Is that 6 over there?
I think it's 8.
6.
7. Okay, they got 7 here. I was 1 ahead. Now they have 8.
Still at 6.
Oh, he's out. 9. East rolling. Last 1 to 10.
7. We got
Austin
7.
Brown, a perfect pass.
We got 10.
And
There's
that
a victory.
Is it. The celebration begins. The bump. The East has won that one now. They are up 2 events to 1.
Correct.
What is the final event?
The best event of the day. This is punt catching, which
Yes.
would seem pretty simple, except
Sounds it.
we let the team pick the representatives from their opponent to catch the punts.
Right.
So the strategy here is to pick the guy that you don't think is going to catch the punt,
Right.
which makes it really entertaining for us.
Right, and the punters got to do their job.
Oh, yeah,
They
that's
gotta
why
get
they're
the-
all-stars.
That's right. They got to get them. So there's a little pressure on them as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. East is up first. This is going to have to be a 40-yard punt, and he's got to catch it behind these cones. This is who the red team has
Whenever you're ready.
selected.
Oh, no. Heads up. That would be a miss. All right, here we go, West.
That's an all-star punter, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there it is.
Oh! Spectacular.
That was spectacular. Framed it well, actually similar to like a baseball center fielder. Took that first step back and then allowed himself to catch it.
So after round 1, 1 West,
All right.
0 East.
We've got Lawrence Tech representing in this particular battle here. So we'll see if Curtis can handle it. There it is.
Oh, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna go 40.
It's not gonna make it.
Oh. The West can clinch the victory right here.
That's it. This could be it right here. Victory could be clinched. Oh, it's a booming. Oh, and there you go. They are going to play this one out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play. We don't want to deprive anybody
So it's
of
going
an
to end
opportunity.
up, but if this is going to end up 2 East victories, 2 West victories.
Which means
It's
there's
a
only
tie,
one more competition to look forward to.
which is Saturday.
That's right.
Understood. I set that up. It's the football game on Saturday.
Heads up, look out,
Nope,
camera
it's not
guy.
going to make it.
Nope.
Not going to make
That's
it.
a 0 for the East. Uh-oh, that's a no.
Yeah, that's not going to get there. 2-2 is the way it will end. It will only be decided on the field on Saturday. West are the champions. They won last year. East going to have to win the game on Saturday and make it real. We shall see. Second half coming up. All right, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This next thing we're doing is called All-Stars on the Spot. We have 6 individuals from each team. They have no idea the questions that we are going to ask, but the most important thing is we're going to get a little insight into how these guys tick. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh my goodness, no, I hate pineapple on pizza. That's so disgusting.
No, I hate pineapple, so I can't do that now. Not at all.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, pineapple on pizza is great.
Definitely.
Really?
100%.
I love pineapples, but not on pizza.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Of course. Yep.
No, definitely no.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Depends. It's kind of in the moment type of thing. Like, I don't know.
Of course, yes. I love Hawaiian pizza.
Okay. What's your favorite book that you've read?
Oh, I hate reading. I can't stand reading. So I don't read books.
Shoot. I don't even remember the last book I read, but probably the Caterpillar book. My mom used to always read that one to me.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big reader.
This is a trend, by the way.
Probably 10 years ago, I read The Hunger Games. It was okay.
Oh, man.
This one seems
it
to
has
trip
been
up
a
most
long
guys.
time. I really like The Great Gatsby, and that's what I can remember, too, so.
I didn't think it was funny.
Actually, Kirk Cousins' autobiography, I think it's called Game Changers. So I really like that book. I've read it a couple times.
Fourth and Long by Mike Lupica.
A Time to Kill by John Grisham.
Jim Candy. When the Game Stands Tall, Friday Night Lights, any sort of football book like that. Yeah.
I don't read a lot. I can't even lie, but I've read a few books.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Probably The Blind Side.
Okay.
Yeah, probably The Blind Side.
This one tends to stump most guys.
I think it's called Cage.
Oof, not much of a reader here. Let's think back
That's
to
a
some
common
books
theme,
that
so don't feel bad.
Maybe like back in 3rd grade, I read Tiki and Rondé Barber's books. Remember them?
Yeah, right.
I used
They were
to,
like kids' books.
Right, yeah, I used to read their books. So I like those books. They're enjoyable.
Where will you be 10 years from now?
Well, obviously the dream's in the NFL, but if not that, hopefully I'm a personal trainer somewhere, maybe up in the Traverse City area.
I want to go into like property management, market rate property management, and stuff like that.
10 years from now, I'm hoping I'm on a lake house with a nice dog, nice house. Just chilling.
Ooh, 10 years from now? That's a good question. Hopefully coaching somewhere.
Okay.
You know, I want to coach college, so hopefully college ball somewhere.
And the NFL.
I just want to make sure we set that on the mic, so if that happens, we can relive this moment again.
10 years from now, I'm gonna be in a big old mansion. I'm gonna have a maybe like a hibachi grill, middle of the kitchen, cooking for my wife.
Yeah.
Hopefully somewhere in Michigan, raising my family, just doing my everyday job.
I hope to be in the NFL in 10 years, but my backup plan is to be a physical therapist.
That's a tough one too. I guess wherever the career takes me, but hopefully I end up back in Michigan because I love this state.
Hopefully working in a hospital. That's the goal, being a physician. Hope maybe for my own office, but hopefully in a hospital.
10 years from now, I'll be chilling in my mansion with my smoking hot wife. So, yeah.
What was the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in a football game?
My sophomore year, I was at corner. I really wasn't looking. A kid just laid me out in front of our whole like crowd and stuff like that. And I was like, that was pretty embarrassing. But yeah, that was probably one of the most embarrassing moments.
I came up for a pick, and the ball hit me straight in the head. And I didn't even catch it. That was crazy. Yeah.
I've been mossed quite a few times. And
what does that mean?
You know, basically when the receiver just jumps over you and catches it, makes you look like puts you on a poster, basically.
Got it. And that's called mossed.
Moss, like Randy
Like
Moss.
Randy Moss.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I got blindsided.
You did.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
I remember I was a sophomore starting on varsity, and I was running around the left side, and my pants came off like when I was getting tackled. So that was pretty embarrassing.
Last year I had caught a cramp in the classic game at Wayne State, and I had to get carried off the field by one of my teammates. I was playing tight end in that game, and I had a touchdown all to myself, and I tripped and I fell.
My senior year, dropped a wide open touchdown pass. Could have ran it back for about 70 yards, but that was on me. We forget about it and move on.
We were winning a game, and all of a sudden I was able to run the ball because I don't really run the ball like that. And I went the wrong way, and our quarterback got hurt. So in the game we were winning, and so I really got called out for it. But
what's your celebrity crush?
Ooh, celebrity crush. I'm going to have to go Kim Kardashian on that one. Yeah.
You like the older women?
Yeah. She's pretty cute.
Kylie Jenner. Yeah.
Although she's a little older, Jennifer Aniston for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the older women are starting to be the trend here, but that's good.
I'm a big Jada Pinkett fan. I really am. I really am.
We've had a few who like some of the older women.
Yeah, she just.
They're wise. Yeah. And she's still very well put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Megan Fox.
Megan Good.
Selena Gomez.
Summer Rae out there, she's probably my celebrity crush.
I'm just going to go off the top of my head. I'm going to pick Rihanna.
Ooh, Rihanna. No, I take that back. Zendaya.
What's your go-to song in the headphones before a game?
I'd have to say 50 Cent.
Love Sosa by Chief Keef. I listened to it since I was like in 6th grade, and I've listened to it before every football game. It's just like a weird thing. I just always listen to that song. So yeah, that's it.
Free D-Dog. It's by NBA Youngboy. Yeah, it'll tee you up, yeah.
You love it?
Yeah, it tee me up.
Anything by Lil Wayne. Literally any song by Lil Wayne. 2-3 Baby J, B1.
Oof, I don't listen to music before a game. I don't like that, honestly.
Capo by NLE Choppa.
Man, I guess I got to go Money in the Grave by Drake. It's his new song. I really like it, and it gets me hype.
Ric Flair drip. Dang, it gotta be something by Waka Flocka. It's like dun 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 dun.
And welcome back to Saginaw Valley State, where at the half, the East is on top of the West by a score of 22-13. Along with my broadcast partner, Josh Rennell, I'm Sean Belegian. Before we get back to second half action and what should be an outstanding second half, we have a very special guest downstairs with our own Lauren Plant. Lauren?
All right, thanks very much, guys. Before we get to the second half, we wanted to give our props to Jeff Olson, who spent 27 years at Ishpeming, 37 years in high school football and as a coach. And what does this feel like?
This is awesome. I mean, we've had some success at Ishpeming. We've been to 5 state championships games. This is a different animal. This is exciting. You got great players on both sides of the ball, so it's something special for me to finish my career doing something like this.
Can you describe the intensity level of the first half and how I believe it's going to ramp up here for the second half?
All these kids are used to winning. They're winners, and they want to keep that, and everybody's fighting for that. And it's pretty cool to see because, they're talented. They got great competitiveness, and it's not just 11 kids. It's not 22. I mean, it's 70 kids out there trying to win this football game, and that competitiveness is something special to watch.
It's such a unique dynamic, the fact that we've got kids up and down, as well as kids who are from the UP, as yourselves. And obviously the Ishpeming kids are making a contribution here in this game. But, having such a broad spectrum of cities participating makes it kind of special.
It does, and I got to give props to my UP guys. I mean, we got a touchdown catch, we got a sack, we got a fumble recovery. I mean, they're representing the UP well. There's some great football played up there, but these kids are special. They're here for a reason, not just because of their athletic ability, but because they're great individuals off the field. That's the really rewarding part for us. So, I'm coaching in the game, but I'm a big fan too.
Yeah. Two more for you. First off, what's it like working with this coaching staff?
this class staff is phenomenal. I mean, you got to have cohesiveness in a coaching staff. Everybody understands their role. There's a lot of joking around going back and forth through the week, which is good because it keeps you amped up. But everybody understands, everybody else's responsibilities, that they have something to offer to the game, and it's working well.
Yeah. And lastly, Coach, State Champs is producing a show that is going to talk and rank the top 25 teams over the last 25 years. You will have a team in that list. I don't know exactly where in that list, but just reflecting back on your entire high school career, again, you mentioned the state championships, the upsets against Loyola, in my memory, is going to stand forever. But just looking back now, how do you wrap it all up?
Well, it starts with the great kids, and not only the great kids that you've coached, but the great parents and the great community that we have. And it's special to have those types of kids and community every year. One of the biggest things for me is being able to coach both of my sons, having both of my sons be successful. Both of my sons got to Ford Field. That's a dream of every coach out there, so that's what I'm going to take with me the most.
All right. Well, the Hematites may have a new head man, but they will also have a soft spot in their heart for Coach Olson. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you guys.
That is a legend, and I'll tell you what, it was never about him. Did you hear that conversation? It was never about him. He talked about his players. He talked about the families. He talked about the UP. He talked about the parents. That is one classy man.
Agree. And I got to say the Hematites are also one of the coolest nicknames.
Absolutely.
You got for not just the state of Michigan, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a better one in the country. I think that's one of the cooler nicknames, at least the most unique one that I've heard.
They've got a few of them up there in the Upper Peninsula.
They have some unique ones up there.
No doubt about that. Okay, they got a few of them up there. 22-13 your score here. Start of the second half of action, along with Josh Rennell, who started at Rochester Adams, played in this game in 2008, had a Hall of Fame career at Wayne State. I'm Sean Belegian, Lauren Plant down on the field. So glad you could join us on the State Champ Sports Network. Josh and I have had the privilege of knowing each other for a while. First, I watched your games, and you've been my broadcast partner now, since 2013?
Yeah, it's been even longer than my college playing career.
And you have really grown into it, my friend.
Thank you.
Castillo with a high short kick, taking it about the 20-yard line. Some space up past the 25, close to about the 30-yard line, and that is where the West will take over. On that return was number 23, Micah Kressinger. We've called his name a few times, a fine-looking linebacker out of Jackson. So let's see what the West decides to do coming out, and furthermore, who leads them on the field. We've seen number 14, Shane Astrike, the quarterback from Midland Dow, and we've seen Alex Freeze, the quarterback from Swan Valley. Freeze is going to bring them out on the field this time. 4 receiver set, 2 split far side, 2 near side. All by his lonesome is Freeze to start this second half. They fake the jet. Keeper all the way. Freeze with some space outside. 35. Dives for that first down marker. Let's see where they mark him out. He's going to be about a yard short. Good 9-yard gain on first down.
Nice run by Freeze. Nice quarterback read option. Faked the jet, took it outside. He has some speed on himself as well. We talk about Austin Brown, who ran for over 100 yards in that first half as the quarterback. 15 carries, 109 yards with Austin Brown. But I want to bring up the quarterbacks in general. Every quarterback that's played in this game is accounted for at least 1 touchdown. So it's been impressive. Salino's thrown for 1, Brown's thrown for 2, and Freeze and Astrike both have thrown for 1.
Going to keep it on the ground. Hit in the backfield. Second effort, third effort, can't do it. Beat the first couple men, but another one comes down. Flag at the end of the play, and that's going to be one of those after the whistle type of things.
Yeah, and you want to see how intense that this game has already been, and it's only going to get more so in the second half. Second play of the second half, you got guys pushing and shoving, and we'll see if this is an offsetting, unsportsmanlike. But yeah, no, they will call it offsetting. It started out offensively, but he also signaled defensive unsportsmanlike, so it will negate and be another offsetting penalty. That's the second one we've had today.
So no gain on that. Josh Fusco, young man out of Zeeland East with a good second and third effort. Just couldn't beat that fourth man. Lost about a foot on the play, so a 3rd and 1 here. Looks like checking in now is Astrike. Freeze came out. Astrike comes in. 2 quarterbacks not that far away. Midland, Dow, Swan Valley, both heading up to Houghton, Copper Country.
Look at this formation.
There you go. A little power here, huh? The give to the deep man. He's hitting the backfield. He falls forward. I think he fell forward for the first down.
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
Absolutely.
And that was an old school formation. A little bit of the wishbone is what that was. And I'll tell you this much. I know the West Side, particularly, a lot of the UP schools, they do some old school power football, power running. I'm sure a lot of these guys are used to that or familiar with it anyways. So.
I miss the bone. I'm not going to lie to you. Growing up watching the Big 8 on Saturday afternoons, Nebraska, Oklahoma back in the day, Switzer Osborne running the bone, good stuff. Checking back in his Freeze, man in motion on this 1st and 10. Fakes the jet under some pressure, rolls near side. He's got some space near side. Makes one man miss, 50, dances out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Good pursuit from the other side of the line. I want to give some credit where it is due. That was Suggs from Clarkston trying to chase him down, but Freeze just had a step on him, got to the outside, and a big first down for the West. Down to the East 45-yard line. Clock stop, 10:36 to go here, 3rd quarter. East on top, 22-13. Back to pass, shotgun formation, looking far side of the field. Pass too far, and, oh, by the way, right in front of our broadcast vantage point, far away from the ball. We got a hanky down, and I think, Josh, I'm going to go out on a limb. I think that was one of those frustration penalties.
Yeah, I missed it. I was watching the pass that was intended for number 13, Trey Davis. We alluded to earlier, going to be a future Wayne State Warrior receiver, but we'll get what the call is first here for you.
Well, I caught the tail end of it. Drew Peterson, the fine tight end out of Glen Lake, who is going to be going to Grand Valley State, looked like he was tossed to the turf. I didn't see who did the tossing, but he just got up and kind of walked back to his side of the field, and I think this is going to be one of those one-way personal fouls.
It was – they signal a hold on the defense. And
boy, that was far, far, far away from the play, but obviously if it's a hold downfield, the tight end Drew Peterson.
Yep. 10-yard penalty will give.
First down, automatic first down. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Freeze now, 4 receiver set, single setback. Fusco on his right hip. The give is to Fusco, and he is absolutely blown up. We have seen Victor Nelson from Detroit Central do that twice already. That is highlight reel in your face right here on the State Champ Sports Network.
And as a defensive lineman and coaches, got to love a guy that's a quick twitch athlete. He is exploding off that line of scrimmage. He's playing about the 2-3 technique, and boy, is he getting back there almost for the handoff.
2nd and 14 now. Freeze, shotgun formation, man in motion. They fake the jet again. Freeze, forced outside. He's going to take off and run. 35-30. Dances close to the 25, but knocked out of bounds. They're going to say about the 27-yard line. It's a big gainer on a 2nd and 14 to make a very manageable 3rd and 2 situation now for the West.
And Freeze is doing a great job just staying poised. He's not forcing anything downfield that he doesn't need to. He's taking what the defense is giving him, and he's made some big runs, and now that was a 2nd and long, and now it sets up a 3rd and short, and it's right in that area that even if they don't get this, I would be shocked if they didn't go for it on 4th.
Yeah, seems like 4-down territory when you're down by 9. Going to swing this pass out. High pass, but complete. Gets his block, 25, inside the 20, dancing down the sidelines, but steps out at about the 15-yard line. Oh, walking the tight wire out there was Ethan Martish, the young man from Marquette, who elected to travel down the road, Josh Riddell, to Houghton.
Hey, I got to give a good shout out to Keandre Glass. Didn't make the catch, but he made the block that sprung it. Keandre Glass out of Battle Creek Central won the fastest man if you watched at halftime. So didn't need his speed there, just needed his effort.
Freeze with the keeper, no chance.
Guess who?
This time, Victor Nelson and Suggs.
Teaming up, the two big nasties.
You know, Josh, it's interesting. I remember your collegiate career. I saw you run the jet so many times. Boy, it seems to me that, number one, teams have picked up on the jet, and number two, the fake jet isn't faking anybody either.
No, it's not. It's definitely a play that's evolved in the last few years, and defensive coaches have learned to definitely adjust to it, but it certainly helps when you have two interior linemen who could penetrate and get to the backfield, just like Victor and Suggs did.
Freeze, looks, boy, nearly intercepted, going up and nearly picking that off, and paying the price for it as well was that Vaughn Williamson, the young man from Detroit Community. He went sky high.
Vaughn Williamson, gotta see what they're going to pull out of their bag of tricks here for the West. It's third and about 14, and they're right in that range again for 4-down territory.
Man in motion for Freeze, pass incomplete, looking that time for Keandre Glass, the young man who's going to be playing right here at Saginaw Valley State from Battle Creek. And that is going to be a 4th and 14. So decision time now. Do you try to get the 3?
Looks like it. And, that's a situation. If they catch that ball, that's a quick slant, get about 8 yards back. They might have gone for it on 4th and 6 as opposed to 4th and 14. They're going to opt for the field goal attempt.
Freeze on the hold. Braden Apoff from Wyoming Tri-Unity in. Kick is up. The kick is no good. Pushed it just a shade right, I believe. So a drive that took, Josh, a good portion of time off the clock, unfortunately, comes up with nothing for the West. And for the East right now, this is a glorious opportunity, Josh, to maybe put together a time-consuming drive and go up, dare I say, by a couple of scores?
Exactly. And we know it pretty well, Sean, doing enough Wayne State games. It's a 9-point game, so it's a 2-score game. Coach Winters, if he's listening or watching on the State Champs Network right now, he wants to churn the clock and run the ball.
Absolutely. Direct snap to Austin Brown, and, of course, he does what Brown does, up past the 25, gain of about 7. Well, in your time, you had an outstanding offensive line in front of you in that 2011 team that went to the national championship game before falling just short of the national championship. We used to call them the road graders. Mm-hmm. There came that time in the game where the boys just rolled up the sleeves and said, let's go pave the road. Matthews going to flip it this time. Nice move there, juke to get to the outside. Finds the edge around the 30. He ran about 30 yards to pick up the first down. Didn't need a lot, but he got about 4 yards there. Good job by Amari O'Brien, who ran about 30 to pick up 4.
Sean, I have to give a shout-out on that Road Graders mention. There were actually 3 members of that Road Graders team with my Wayne State offensive line when I played. There are 3 alumni in this game. Joe Long in 2007 and Curtis Ferguson and Mike Hinkle in 2008. Pretty cool.
High snap. Brown controls it. The give on the ground. Good move inside. Boy, you've seen Monday with some moments here. Brendan Monday, the tailback out of Saline. Nice job there, finding a little space out past the 35 up to about the 38-yard line.
And just on cue, Sean, it's been about 4 plays now. The East is just running the football. They don't need to put the ball in the air with a 9-point lead, and they're getting 6-7 yards a pop on per run.
Shotgun formation again. Brown rolls right, looks right, throws right, incomplete. Good coverage far side. Drew Hum on the coverage on the far side.
And that's exactly where I have, as a coach, if I'm calling the plays, which I'm not, but if you got something working, like they just had 4 runs that have all resulted in 5+ yards, you keep going until the defense shows they could stop you. Right there, they kind of forced the issue, try to pick up some yards in the air, falls incomplete, now facing a 3rd and 4.
7:42 to go in this third quarter with the East on top, 22-13. 4-receiver set, Austin Brown keeping all the way. Finds the seam, hit right about the stick. He falls forward. He's going to have the first down. Boy, the kid just has a nose, doesn't he?
He does.
He knew where he had to get. He didn't get it by much, but he didn't have to get it by much. All you have to do is get it.
I give him credit again. This is a quarterback, folks, who's run in the All-Star game, mind you, over 100 yards. That's going to put him even well over more about. He came into the second half with 109. That's probably going to put him at around 120 after a couple runs here in the second half.
4-receiver set, single set back, checking back in, Andre Chenault. Brown back to pass, looks, fires, completes at about the 47-yard line. Boy, he threw that ball in a window that had to be so tight, but he completed it out to about the 47-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on that first down throw.
Nice quick pitch and catch. We call that a quick out, just a 5-yard speed out, and picks up a nice 5-yard gain. Anytime you're getting 4+ yards on first down, lets you open up the playbook, and they're in an even better spot because they're in control of the clock and the scoreboard, so anything is open on the second 5.
Single receiver split near side. They keep the ball on the ground to Chenault. Look at that hole. Look out. Into West territory. Finally brought down at about the 40-yard line. Josh, that was such a gaping hole up the middle. Even an old guy like myself may have gotten through that hole. May being the key operative word.
Jaden Thielen with the tackle from the safety position out of Hazlitt, making really was a touchdown-saving tackle because Chenault was full head of steam right up the gut, and the safety has to make that play, and he did.
2 receiver split near side, 1 far side. They keep the ball on the ground to Chenault. Chenault, good cut, runs into his own man, runs over 3 people because he can, gives a free piggyback ride all the way up to about the 34-yard line. Boy, I like the way that kid runs.
He's something else, and again, Siena Heights will be happy to have him next year. This offensive line will give them credit as well. They are opening holes. If you listen to Chenault's interview that he had with Lauren on the sidelines, he said, hey, this offensive line is opening some gaps for me. So he's doing the right thing as a running back. Make sure you praise your offensive line. But they are doing a great job, and he's not getting contacted until he's about 3 yards downfield.
Another methodical drive, compliments of Austin Brown out of Madison Heights. Madison back to pass on this first down. Feels the pressure, rolls near side. He's still looking. Boy, he's got a lot of time out there. He got a ton of time, nearly wrapped up. Look at this kid escape. Somehow escapes, throws the ball harmlessly away into the sideline, but he saved what could have been about a 20-yard loss.
Yes.
He's something to watch.
He is fun to watch. Got to give Richards, number 81, out of Lansing Catholic Central, applying the pressure. He is a long body, long arms. Thought he had Austin Brown wrapped up. He slipped out of it, but give him pressure, at least credit on the quarterback pressure to knock him out of the pocket. But Brown did a great job, as you said, Sean. That would have been about a 20-yard loss had he not slipped out of it. Instead, it's a manageable 3rd and 5.
Well, a big 3rd and 4 here for the West, partner. They need a stop. 2 receiver split far side, 1 near side. Monday, the lone setback. The give is to Monday. He's hitting the backfield, and just what the doctor ordered. A slew of players in those red jerseys, led by Kabosh Richards. I think Sam Gillis in there as well.
Yep.
Wrapped him up for a big loss. So decision time here for the East. A 4th and 8 at their own 37. They do have, Josh, a 9-point lead. Do you go for it here? Is this 4-down territory, or do you try to punt, maybe pinch him inside?
Do a pooch punt, but with Austin Brown back there, he could do, I guess, if he wants to, he could pooch punt it. There's going to be a timeout, though, by the East squad to think things over, see what they want to do. Sam Gillis, though, as you just mentioned, Sean, came up with a nice tag team tackle with Richards Gillis out of Ishpeming Westwood. So great job there as he's got the old school look I like, Sean. Number 60 for the red, he's got the bare arms. He doesn't have any gloves, any wristbands on. You don't see too many old school guys like that anymore.
Well, Austin Brown, as you might recall, started his illustrious career at Catholic Central, Detroit Catholic Central. Ended up at Madison Heights Madison. Originally was supposed to go to Marshall, Josh, as a baseball player and a preferred walk-on at Marshall for the football team. But a great job by Coach Mitchell and Grand Valley Baseball getting him to stay in-state and head over to Allendale to be a future Laker.
And Grand Valley obviously well represented here from various players. But again, so is Wayne State, so is Saginaw Valley, which, speaking of Saginaw Valley, thanks to Saginaw Valley for hosting this game.
Trips far side on this 4th and 8. Looking downfield, knocked away. Good defensive coverage. Connor Neer from St. John's. He was looking for the running back out of the backfield, Brendan Monday. No, sir, knocked away. Good coverage by Neer.
Great coverage by Neer. As a linebacker on a running back, you know, you want to have your running backs win those one-on-one battles. But Neer, that was a wheel route by the running back. They were trying to use his speed on the linebacker, but Neer has had the height advantage, but it was just good coverage, too. He was step-by-step. And decent ball, but fell short, and the West has a chance to get some points back.
Big drive here. Opportunity, just not on the same page. Passes going out. Receiver was coming in. How often do we see that? And Astrike's pass falls harmlessly incomplete in front of the East bench.
I do like how the West and the East is also operated this way, giving the quarterbacks pretty much series by series. So they're letting them, even when Astrike threw the deep pass on his first play of the series, hey, that was his, made the play, and then it was back to freeze.
Man in motion now. Astrike back to pass on the second down. Wants it all. Going up top. Pass into the sideline. Ball just kind of hung up and maybe got caught up by the wind. Josh, as this game has gone on, you can see it by virtue of the American flag here in the end zone. The wind has become a little bit of a factor in this game.
It has, and the more air you put on the ball, the more it will affect. The wind will affect that ball, and that ball was with the wind, meaning that just carried it even further. And that ball had no chance. It was a little bit wide and outside, you could say.
Well, let's throw it down to Lauren Platt right now, who's had a pretty good look at that win. Lauren?
All right, thanks a lot, Sean. I'm bringing over here Connor Neer, obviously just made the play there. That was a huge play, Connor, here. You guys are trying to get back in this one. Oh, my gosh, you guys just throw it. Well, you know what? Maybe it's like good luck. I'll just keep talking to you guys and we'll have good plays happen. But talk about this game.
It's been a lot of fun. Whole week we've been here. It's crazy how you walk in one day and then by the last day you're like, I don't want to leave. I love you guys. It's been awesome in this game. Hopefully we can make a comeback. We're getting some momentum. So.
You know, one of the things I think that people think, well, you know, you guys practiced before the game, but it was intense. I mean, you guys prepared as if this was a regular season game.
Right, and you get a bunch of guys that know what they're doing, and it really makes practice easier. You don't got to sit and talk about the stupid stuff so much. You can just really go at it, so it was a lot of fun.
Right. Not easy also to cover a running back out of the backfield.
No, them dudes are really fast. I mean, I guess I did it. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see how the rest of this game goes. Thanks. Back to you.
Lauren, you can talk to Connor all day. All right. Some great comments down there. Loved hearing from that.
They're having fun.
Absolutely. In the meantime, another big reception. Trey Davis kind of coming back, adjusting on the ball and making a big reception. Astrike now, going to pitch it. That play has no chance of working. Blown up immediately. Read wonderfully by number 24, Maurice Hutchinson out of Parkway Christian.
And want to go back now. They might need to go back to Trey Davis on that deep ball. That's the other fun of this game, this all-star game, where you got the nice throw from Shane Astrike going to Michigan Tech, whereas Trey Davis going to Wayne State. So these guys will be future opponents in the collegiate level, but they're connecting here to try and lead their all-star team to a comeback. Might need to have him again here on this 3rd and 15.
4 receivers set. Astrike back to pass on this 2nd and 10. Throwing it up for grabs. A push down there. I think that flag is going to be offensive pass interference. I am not an official, nor do I try to play one on television, but I think that one was pretty obvious. Let's see.
We'll see.
Oh, no, they're going to say near side. Near side.
It looks like they're calling a holding.
Yeah.
So it was away from the play, away from the throw. That gives the West new life. It's going to be an automatic first down, I believe.
That's why I don't play an official on television, Josh.
Oh, so excuse me. I also don't play an official on television because I believe it's defensive holding in high school, Sean, is not an automatic first down. It's a 10-yard penalty, so it's not an automatic first down like you see in the college or pro game, but it's a 10-yard penalty, so now it's a more manageable 3rd and 6.
Trips far side. Astrike looks far side, throws far side, completes. Going to have to do some work. Good
He's
hard
close.
work out there. Let's
just
see
short.
if Sursaw got it.
Just short,
Oh,
just short.
That was a heck of an effort by Brendan Sursaw, the young man from Clare who had to go out there, come back to the ball. Decision time now absolutely for the West.
They're kicking it looks like, Sean. It looks like they brought out their special teams unit, field goal unit, to make this a one-score game. I don't. Oh no, it's the wishbone.
No, the bone. Astrike under center.
Uh-oh.
Astrike with the keeper. Can he get to the edge?
He did.
Connor Neer blocked 2 guys on the same play and a first down. I love Connor Neer. Lord Plant knowingly shaking his head down on the field. I love that kid.
That was a broken play if I've ever seen one. I do not know the personnel, obviously, so apologies to the field goal unit. That was actually the wishbone unit, which we saw a little bit earlier, but Sean and I are having a good time. We're laughing because that was definitely not the design play. Astrike kind of looked around, didn't know who to hand the ball off to, so he's like, hey, got to take matters in my own hands, and he did it. Gets the first down.
They brought the linebacker Connor Neer out there to make 2 blocks. 4 receiver set. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. Head down, driving into the line. Kevin Davis, a young man from Mount Pleasant. He wanted to be a Timberwolf, and he made it to Northwood.
Somewhere Woody's going to be happy about that.
Woody, well, you know Woody is playing in the woods in a day like this.
Yeah, Blizzard T and Woody might be hanging out right now as we speak.
Shotgun again. Astrike under pressure from the outside. Rolls near side. Looks near side. Throws. Knocked away. It looked like a big paw down there. Was that number 14, Scott Rosati, the safety from Grosse Pointe South? The Blue Devil made a big play down there, getting a paw in front of that intended reception.
And that's a similar same on the side of the field, right at that near pylon where West took the early lead of the game after the first play fumble on the reverse by the East squad. That time not so lucky. Nice play there by the East defense.
Shotgun formation. Astrike looks
my
behind
goodness.
the receiver, nearly brought in. That would have been a miraculous one-handed grab.
Wow.
Oh, my
Trey
goodness.
Davis.
Reaching behind him was Trey Davis. You can see why so many people were high on this young man out of Flint Hominy, and why Coach Winters and the Wayne State Warriors are very happy that he's going to be heading to Midtown Detroit.
We watched his highlight reel, Sean, and boy, was it a highlight reel. He made some heck of some plays. He made some catches very similar. That would have been spectacular. Almost reeled it in, but 4th and 9 now.
Astrike with 4 receivers. Goes up top. Corner of the end zone. Incomplete.
Trey Davis went right back to him. That was just simply a fade route. Put the ball up to him to make a play. He did a good job actually getting an attempt at the ball in the end zone. Was not able to hold on.
Well,
So,
that
turnover.
was a big stop by the East. Make no mistake about it. Still a heck of a lot of time left in this game. With only 1:40 left in the third quarter. But the East been able to drive the ball a bit so far here today. Both quarterbacks as well. Let's not forget that Jay Solano has driven him down the field. 3 receiver set. They're going to keep it on the ground, trying to churn some clock. Good move. Look out Monday. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He never gave up on that play. Brendan Monday out of Saline. Everybody else stopped. He said go.
I think the East is pretty much going to tell you, we're going to keep running this football till you stop us, West squad. So the West is going to need to stand tall here because this is going to be a common theme here at the end of the game with a 2-score lead still, 9-point game. they're going to be more than comfortable running this football if they keep getting chunks of yards like that, the East.
Clock stop, $1:31 to go here in the third quarter. 3 receiver set. Monday remains the lone setback. Going to keep it on the ground to Monday. Monday, another cut in the backfield, this time hit at about the 47-yard line. Knocked backwards, but not before he picked up a yard.
And the West heard me there. Great job by the defensive line, the linebackers as well, making some stand tall moments. Richards helping out on the assist, as well as Gordon out of Midland, it looked like, is listed at running back, but also out there playing a little bit of some linebacker, kind of the dual threat. Unless that was no, that was definitely Gordon. These guys are playing two ways.
Look out, Chenault gets the carry there, runs through one would-be tackler, runs through 2 more up to about the 41-yard line. Give him 6 on that play.
Looks like there might be one more play left in this third quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to call one more. Solano looks to the sideline. Checking in now. It's Jackson Shreve, a young man out of Millington. I believe that's 32 out there. He's on the right hip. Chenault on the left hip. Chenault with the carry for the first down. Boy, you give it to that kid, you feel good every time you give it to him. That should be the last play of the third quarter. Clock is going to stop momentarily and reset here. Indeed, that is the last play of the third quarter. Hey, we wanted to finish that conversation that Lauren Plant had with the officials at the start of the game, and we will do that at the end of this third quarter with the East leading by a score of 22-13.
He threw an interception to Andre Rison, who was a long-time NFLer, so that's kind of what I'm known for in the All-Star game. But it was a great experience, and yeah, we had a great time.
So Bad Moon Rising getting it done here at the All-Star game. Hey, that's nothing to be ashamed about. That's for sure. You got a chance to play in the game. Obviously, we're trying to get more and more officials. We're trying to get, especially the younger generation, energized about being an official. Talk about what it means to you.
Well, first off, I happened to get into this when I was young at 18 years old, and now I've been into it 30 years plus. I'm actually trying to get young officials in and mentor those young officials because, we could be in trouble in a few years if we don't get these young guys going into officiating. So that's one of my main goals as I'm getting older, is getting young officials in. I actually am a high school teacher, and my school put officiating in our curriculum as of last year. So I'm teaching a class on officiating and just trying to get people involved in various sports. And, everyone knows about coaching, but a lot of people need some guidance when it comes time to get into the officiating aspect of it. That's what I'm trying to do. So
we call that pain.
Welcome back. Start of this fourth quarter. The East threatening again. Solano hands it off this time to, I believe that was Shreve, young man from Millington on the carry there, with a 22-13 lead. Josh, you're looking at the three-quarter numbers. What jumps out to you?
Well, I want to give some props to 2 defensive players on the West that each have 10 tackles apiece. That would be James Miller and Jaden Thalen, both doing a great job helping their defense out all over the field, 10 tackles apiece, and not far behind is Gordon with 9.
Solano back to pass, looks, fires. Oh, that is what every man in coverage dreams of, in and out of the hands of Micah Krestinger. And every linebacker dreams of a scenario like that.
Yeah, they do, and that's a game changer. If you pick that off and take that back, it's all of a sudden a one-score game and a tight game at that. I'm shocked the East is throwing the football right now. They don't need to. They're getting into field goal range. They've been running the ball successfully. That was a surprising call. Now, they got stopped in that first down run, but shocked they didn't stick with it.
Trip receivers near side, one far side on this 3rd and 10. Solano back to pass. The young man from Trenton throws it up top. A little miscommunication. One of those wheel routes, Josh, that you spoke of earlier. Brendan Monday went one way. The pass went the other way. Just like that, the West got what they needed. They needed a stop, and they got a quick stop with only 11:10 left in this one.
Exactly. That's all you needed to do was hope that the opponent starts throwing the ball and gets some incomplete, stops the clock, you get the ball back. You're going to get the ball back with about 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This has got to be a short punt. In fact, the West doesn't even have anyone back. They're punting the ball from, you don't see too many punts that are on the 37-yard line.
Good decision as far as I'm concerned. High punt, Castillo. Bounces at the 5 and into the end zone. So a touchback will be had. And now this is where we could say maybe it wasn't a good decision.
Well,
to get that touchback, right?
Exactly. If
the perils of coaching?
Exactly. If you're going to make that decision, you got to tell your punter. And I get it. In the All-Star game, maybe guys aren't used to the situations that they're in. Maybe the punter's not normally always the punter that he's playing when he's in his normal high school game. Maybe they brought someone out for a different situation, but you got to tell them, hey, don't put it in the end zone, because if you do, all you gained there was about net 17 of yards. Just push that thing inside the 20, and then you're in better shape, but only 17-yard net on the difference.
So Freeze back out there now, 3-step drop on this 1st and 10. He is buried back at the 10-yard line. What a force Suggs has been today. Clarkston, of course, has turned into such a tremendous football program, and Suggs is a big reason.
Suggs is, and I confirmed he is going to Grand Valley next year. But, boy, I got to give my man Victor Nelson out of Detroit Central some love as well. Man, he and Suggs are both teaming up. They are a tear in that middle interior defensive line, and the West offensive line is having some difficulty. There is a injured player down.
Oh, you hate to see that.
You do?
Do not want to see that. I hope it's just somebody give him a water and a breather. It's
and
Freeze.
It is. And Freeze is okay.
Hope he's okay.
I think he's okay. It looked like he had the wind knocked out of him. In fact, he took off his flak jacket to protect his ribs. These quarterbacks take some hits. He's going to take himself out of the game, and I don't blame him, but he's walking okay. I think it's just the wind knocked out of him. He's gesturing even. Fell on the ball, maybe right on his stomach. But
Astrike's going to pop back in. Interesting scenario there in case you missed it. Shane Astrike from Midland Dow, Alex Freeze from Swan Valley. Two schools not too far apart in proximity. They're both going to be heading up to Houghton, home of Michigan Tech.
That's pretty neat. They get to be teammates here in their last high school football game, the All-Star game, and then they're going to be teammates again at Michigan Tech. Obviously, as competitors, you know you only have one quarterback that could really play at one time, so these guys are going to still be competing against each other once they get to Michigan Tech.
Josh, one of the more unique stadiums you will find in the GLIAC, or pretty much anywhere, as you know, because it's up on a hill.
Mm-hmm.
Up in it's not a very big hill, but if you haven't been up to that area of the state, it is a little more hilly than most areas of the state. It's up on a hill, and you can be a minute away and there's no wind. But then you wind up this hill, and it can be incredibly windy up there, as you have seen.
It can be. Boy, they get some nasty weather up there, Sean. Wayne State, we've had some games. They could have some early snow that's just a blizzard, pun intended, with their mascot, but blizzard in the beginning of October even. So it's crazy weather up in the top of the UP.
Astrike going to swing this out. Catch made on the shoestrings. Trying to break out of a tackle at about the 14, finally driven out of bounds is Josh Fusco. Young man, again, out of Zeeland East, heading to Indiana Wesley. And I'll concur what you said. We've seen some strange weather up there. And I guess the question that I have is, does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours?
I love that song.
Oh, Gordon Lightfoot is just gold. Third down now. Looking downfield. Astrike, backside pressure. He's going to take it up and run. No place to run. Lucky to get close to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to be a little bit short. A big stand there by this East defense. And the West at this juncture going to have no choice but to punt deep in their own end as Braden Ophoff is going to head to the field.
And that's exactly what you wanted as the East squad on the defense. We talked about the West getting what they wanted, getting the ball right back, but that's what happens when you put yourself in a hole offensively. You lose yards on your first down play. It's tough to get those yards back. And now East again, full control with the clock and a 9-point lead.
Another bouncing snap. Opuff gets it away, takes a bounce. Little bit of a bounce, not much. Going to be great field position for the East. And, Josh, right now with 9:13 to go, and you're taking over at the 44-yard line, you have to be thinking to yourself, let's punch this ball in and put this game on ice.
Yep, and I want to make sure I give credit where credit's due. This offensive line has been tremendous for the East, as it has been for the West. But the offensive line for the East that comprises of number 56, Curtis Maxwell out of Detroit King.
He's going to be heading to Lawrence Tech.
Yes, and that's a upstart program that is continuing to build, and they'll keep getting better and better. Got to give some love to a couple of the offensive linemen as well. We got a stoppage in play.
I think making his way across the field is Victor Nelson, who has been outstanding today.
He didn't want to walk around the field.
Do you want the guy? I'm not going to tell him to walk. Are you?
No.
The way he's played today?
No, I don't blame him, but it gives us time to say.
I think he's going to be down there with Lauren Plant in a minute.
He needs a breather, though.
You sure he does? We'll throw it down to Lauren momentarily, but go ahead.
No, I wanted to say Jeremy Breswell, Detroit Renaissance in the tackle position. You've got Cade Nelson from Bedford that's been out there on the offensive line as well. Hunter Chambers out of Lake Orion.
Austin Brown going to keep it on the ground. Chenault, this time not much room, still able to squirt his way forward for a yard. And I believe Lauren Plant, we have our special guest down there. Go ahead, Lauren.
All right, well, we have to give the defense some love. And Victor Nelson here, the defensive tackle, played his high school ball at Detroit Central. You had 5 tackles going in to the fourth quarter, half a sack. Talk about defensively the game plan for you guys and how you're being able to execute.
Well, defensively is to take over, beat up on them, get this win.
I mean, this is real, right? Out there, all you guys are top-level players. Talk about the intensity, the hitting.
It's real intense, all of our players, we getting after it. We're trying to get this win. We're hitting hard, physical, playing smart, just about to come out with a victory.
All right. What would it mean to you to win this game?
It'll mean a lot because I've been working on it since we got here on Wednesday. So when we win, that's going to be a drink of truth.
Right, exactly. And it was an intense few days. Let's talk about the practices and what went on.
Well, East, from our standpoint, we've been practicing real hard, practicing physical with pads on every day. We ain't doing not one walkthrough because, we're just trying to be it's just, I'm excited,
Yeah, I hear you. Where are you going to take your talent to the next level?
Saginaw Valley State University.
So you're right here, home field. How's it feel playing right here?
It feel good being at home.
Okay. All right, man, good game so far. Play is over. You can run back across.
Oh, has he been fun to watch. Great job, Lauren. He has definitely been one of the many stars in this game. Speaking of stars, Austin Brown, you saw it on your television screen. Didn't look like he had the space to get there for the first down, but Austin Brown doing Austin Brown things is going to get the first down. Keep the clock running with the East on top by about 22-13. Don't forget, at the end of this game, not only will Lauren have a conversation with the winning head coach, we'll also have a conversation with our player of the game. Josh, you start thinking about that. Get your thinking cap on, young man.
Will do.
They're going to measure out there. I believe Austin Brown should have it, and as well a guy that has put in so much work in making this happen, Jim Sparks. Of course, the head coach at Clawson. Just a fantastic job doing a little bit of everything. That is a big first down for Austin Brown as well.
And Sparks, Coach Sparks, also a former Wayne State Warrior and Tartar. So
yes,
gotta say I love that, and tell him he did a great job, and he continues to do a good job as the chair of the All-Star Committee. They do put on. I do remember the meals that we get, the accommodations. So great job by them helping organize that, as well as Saginaw Valley putting that on. But 3 other linemen, Sean, I just noticed there's actually a couple that are listed as defensive linemen. Jake Shanala is also from Detroit Catholic Central. He's out there playing offensive line with number 17. That's pretty rare to see.
All right, Austin back to pass on this first down. Going to stop, going to fire.
Oh!
Dangerous pass and picked off. Just waiting for that ball. You've seen this young man made some plays today. Jaden Thalen, the defensive back from Hazlet. And guess what, folks? The West has life.
They do have life. And Thalen, I talked about how much he's been tackling machine out there. He makes another big play. That's just a ball that I think Austin Brown would want to have back. Didn't really need to force that thing down the field. Now, he threw that far enough that you could count it as maybe a far punt. They're going to take over at their own 15-yard line, but great play to give the West a chance here. There's under 7 minutes, but got to go quickly.
Astrike back to pass. Going to try to set up the screen. Oh, off the hands of the intended receiver. And I'll tell you what, Josh Fusco had some room near side if he makes that catch, Josh, to make some damage.
And I want to say in the screen play, you get some of the West offensive linemen out there. Ty Potter out of Hudsonville, number 70, going to Wayne State out there, as well as Jonah Erickson out of Rockford, number 77. We're out there ready. Unfortunately, the ball did not find its intended target.
All right, while we have a second, why don't we send it back down to the field? First, we'll give this play to you thrown out of bounds, Astrike. Why don't we throw it down on the near side of the field to the third man of our crew, Lauren Plant. Lauren?
All right, thanks a lot, Sean. Jaden Thalen here. Played his high school ball at Hazlet. Obviously, big interception right there, my man. You guys need to get back in this game. That was huge.
Yes, sir. I mean, we're down by 9 right now, so I'm just trying to do whatever I can to get our team back into this. So.
How much fun has this whole experience been?
Oh, it's a blast. Hanging out with the guys every day, create special bonds with all these people. It's amazing.
Again, these guys spend just a couple of days, but it's an intense couple of days. Have you been able to kind of build some bonds, some friendships that you guys are going to have?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm living with 7 other dudes. I'm meeting like 35, 40 kids a day. So, it's amazing. It's an awesome experience.
Exactly. Your last high school game, man. How's this feel?
Oh, it's awesome. I can't wait to come to college, but to play my technically last high school game, it's awesome.
Yeah, and where are you going to be playing next year?
I'm going to Grand Valley State.
All right, Grand Valley State. So Austin Brown on the other side, who you just picked off there. That's your teammate. So,
yes,
all right, good deal, man. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Well, Lauren, I'm sure he won't be taunting him for the next 4 years there in Allendale or anything.
Yeah, no. He's got bragging rights right now.
Yes, he does. 4th down here, and Josh, no choice but to try to punt this out. With 6:40 to go, you don't want to turn the ball over inside the 15-yard line. So, once again, Josh, this game has gone in spurts. It's been all offense, and then the defense is kind of taking over. The defense is taking over right now. I think they're going to
he might have had it.
He
had a chance.
He was taking a look. You could see. Do I? No.
Well, he got a nice punt off, though, and got a nice bounce. So they did switch the field and flop it around now with the East taking over at about the 29. But, boy, he was thinking about it as that rugby-style punt, and sometimes the coaches give these guys the option, if there's no one around that edge and you think you can get it, then go for it. He had a chance. I think he might have had to beat one man, but he opted to punt it. But all he needs now is the West squad to come up again, preferably with a 3-and-out, so they get this ball back with roughly 5 minutes, because I'd be shocked if the East does anything but run the football.
Bringing him on the field this time is Jay Solano, the young man out of Trenton. 2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. Back to pass is Solano. Solano going up top on 1st down. Overshoots everybody. Good coverage out there. Getting just a step at the late State was Drake Reed, who, you know what? I think Drake Reed's had some moments here today as well.
He has.
You got a tough choice in front of you for player of the game, man. There are a few names we could throw out there.
There are. I'll come up with mine here momentarily. Game's not over with yet. I will tell you once again, just from a football strategy standpoint, I'm shocked the East is going for some deep bombs. 9-point lead, 6:20 left. You got to run the ball.
High snap.
Oh, geez.
Able to control it is Solano, and instead of being a hero, he just accepted the fact that he was going down. And Kabosh Richards is a young man out of Lansing Catholic Central that's made a few plays coming off the edge on the defensive line today as well. The tall, lanky defensive end right there in the middle of your screen. He's had some moments here today, Josh.
And so was number 54, Mason Vriervelt out of Allendale, making a nice play right there with Richards. A lot of them, when they're making these plays, they got a couple guys in the backfield, so give both those defensive ends credit.
4 receiver set. Solano looking to go up top. He's got a man out there, and he just missed him. Boy, he missed him. Wide open was number 5, Ian Kennelly, who's had his fair share of moments here today. Young man going to Grand Valley State. And he just missed him.
He had him, was open. That would have really sealed the deal if he hit him, because he catches that, he's gone. Kennelly would not have been caught there. Kennelly makes that and scores a touchdown, be his 3rd touchdown of the day. He might have taken that player of the game, and he's still going to be considered because he's had a heck of a game.
He sure has.
But that's one that Salina would have liked to just maybe put some more air under and let him catch it.
Josh Castillo out there now. High punt. Going to take a big bounce for the East and taking off that bounce as well, making one man miss but wrapped up. Ball came loose at the end. I think they're going to say ball down. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was very close.
Brendan Searsaw, the young man out of Clare. There's a flag down there anyway. I think they're going to say ball. I haven't seen him point yet. Have you?
I've not seen him point, but they're marking it. I do see one official.
They're picking up the flag.
Waving up the flag, but I think they're going to rule him down.
Yeah, I think he was down.
And there's no replay here, so they're going to go with the call on the field, and they are going to stick with him being down.
No, and I think that's the right call.
Yep.
We had a good look at our broadcast vantage point,
Yep.
Josh, and he was down.
So the West still has life. They have life. They're going to come back out with Shane Astrike, and he has strike fast, as you said before, Sean, so we'll see.
Quick strike, Astrike.
We'll see if the East, though, they know that they can't give up a big play, so they'll play a little bit further back.
2 receiver split far side. He's rolling far side under pressure. Throws. He's got a man open into East territory, complete at the 48-yard line, and then brought down far side of the field. Want to make sure I get the number right on that. Was that the tight end, Drew Peterson?
Yes, sir, out of Glen Lake. I love seeing the tight ends get involved. It's a good-sized tight end.
Michigan Tech
Nice.
quarterback throwing to Grand Valley tight end. 4 receiver set now. Lone setback on the left hip. Astrike under pressure. This time he's going to tuck it up under and run. Makes a cut at the 40, inside the 35, inside the 30. Jukes out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Astrike.
Good pocket presence there by Astrike.
Some good wheels on them there. Great wheels, really. All of these quarterbacks have really proven that they could really be mobile when needed. They've all been pretty solid at escaping the pocket and being poised. That's a solid job by Astrike leading them down.
Under 5 minutes to go in this one. Astrike rolls near side, now looks near side, wants it all up top. Adjustment on the ball, there's your flag.
A lot of hand checks there, a lot of hand checks, a lot of hand fights. We'll see what they go with. Is it offense or defense? There was both of them doing it, going kind of like slap happy. We'll see what they decide to call on. More times than not, they'll give the offensive player the benefit of the doubt.
Josiah Lewis, the corner from Detroit Osborne, looks like he's going to be the guilty party.
Yeah, and so Trey Davis, 13 on 13 action in the end zone. The West is trying to find Trey Davis because we've seen it. He can go up there and high point that ball. Nonetheless, he'll draw the personal or the pass interference, and now 1st and goal.
3 receiver set, 2 split far side. Astrike under pressure again, makes a man miss, makes another cut at the 10, to the 5, to the goal line, and hit hard right at the goal line. We've got a flag back at the 10. I think this might be coming back. Let's wait and see, Josh.
I think we talk about Trey Davis.
Astrike took that hit at the goal line. Oh.
Trey Davis was the one that drew the pass interference in the end zone, which I apologize, it was not a first and goal. It was just outside the 10-yard line. But I think they might have gotten Trey Davis for a block in the back now, and that's what they called.
That's a spot foul as well. Lest we forget, they're not going to mark that back from the 1. They're going to mark that back from about the 10-yard line. An incredible run by Astrike to get it all the way down to the goal line, and then he took a big hit at the goal line.
He took a big hit, and they need him to keep sticking to it because Alex Freeze also took a big hit that took him out of the game, and I think they're really just down to Astrike for the remainder of the game.
We got a timeout on the field. It is going to be taken by the East. We'll keep it right here. 4:45 to go in this one. 4:44 to go in this one. East on top 22-13. All the scoring, Josh, in the first half of this game.
It's been a good adjustment by both coaching staff. So, again, let's give head coach of the East, John Bodner, and head coach out of the West, Andrew Prattley, and their coaching staffs. And what's pretty neat that I think that they do here at the All-Star game, they try their best to get a couple coaches from the same team on the same squad. So you got a couple of Woodhaven coaches here. You got a couple Walled Lake Western coaches, Allendale, Clare, Ishpeming. It's pretty cool.
No doubt about that. Let's throw it down to Lauren Plant. Lauren?
You that the intensity of Coach Prattley is all about this game. Up in the refs' grill, they really contesting that penalty. But these guys want to win this game more than anything.
Tight end screen here down to the 5-yard line. Rubbed out with a big hit down there. To your point, Lauren Plant, on cue, if that play doesn't show you that they want to win, I don't know what you're watching. A big hit by Kelly Matthews to bring down the tight end at Brendan Searsaw. But how often have we seen that, Josh? A team making a call using the defense's aggression against them.
Yep, that was a tight end screen. Right down the middle of the field, tight end screen. I love it. Like you said, Sean, the defense thinks they're getting a lot of penetration, throw it right over them. But what a hit by Kelly Matthews.
Here we go, out of the bone. The pitch going to be bottled up back outside the 5-yard line. That play just looked like it wasn't going anywhere. Micah Kressinger, the linebacker on the pitch. They had a couple linebackers out there as well, as once again Connor Neer, the linebacker, also out there. So a 3rd and 3. They're going to mark them at the 5-yard line. They can get a first down inside the 5. Under center again is Astrike. Fakes the pitch, then gives it to Neer. Neer has to make a cut in the backfield. 2 pitches to a linebacker inside the 5-yard line.
Kelly Matthews is having himself a couple of great plays. Kelly Matthews, not the biggest guy on that defensive side of the ball, but he kept contained. That was him. He didn't make the tackle, but he forced that play back to his defenders that were coming from the inside. That's what you're taught to do as a defensive player, on the edge, keep contained. Kelly Matthews, big hit on a bigger tight end, and then great job just with football IQ keeping contained.
This could be your ball game right here. I think we're going to take a timeout on the field. They had to get that time out there. This could be your ball game right here if they don't convert on this. Now, Josh, can we play the strategy game for a second?
Yep.
Do you kick a field goal here? Because you need a touchdown of a field goal
You do.
anyway.
You do.
If you get nothing here, the game is in essence over.
It's such a
Do you
tough
kick a
call.
field goal?
You know what, Sean? And I'm going to just say, no. You don't kick the field goal because you're inside the 10-yard line. It's a 4th and 4. You could still, Sean, get a first down without scoring a touchdown, right? So you could get the ball down to the 3, get a first down. You got to get it right into the 3-yard line, but you're so close to the end zone, and the kicking game has been unreliable. They've missed a kick before. It's just tough in an all-star format to get the snapper, holder, kicker all on the same page in such a short time.
Truth.
So looks like they're going to go for it, and as you said, Sean, this very much could be the game if the East is able to hold them.
Big play here, 4th and 3. Astrike has 2 receivers split, far side, looks far side, throws far side, knocked away. Big defensive play there. Guess who? Josiah Lewis, who had the call go against him. I think he made amends there. And the young man from Detroit Osborne, with the play of the game so far, batting that one away.
Great job. And the intended target was Trey Davis. Again, these two 13s were going at it. Josiah Lewis and Trey Davis. That was just as simple. You see it a lot of times near the goal line, kind of these rub routes, these pick routes, and it was a rollout with an extra blocker, the running back protecting the edge. Quarterback kind of has a run-pass option. If he saw the pass, he takes it. If he can see an alley to run, he'll run it. But unfortunately, not a bad play call. Ball was thrown slightly behind, but Lewis with a great breakup.
Keeping it on the ground, Chenault hit in the backfield, but as we know, it's very hard to bring that man down for a loss. Gets his way back to the line of scrimmage. Quick timeout there with 3:04 to go in this one. The West has one more timeout. You know the East would love nothing more than to churn out a first down here and then maybe count this clock down as they have a 22-13 lead on a glorious day up here in mid-Michigan.
Beautiful day, beautiful game. This game has been fun to watch. Good turnout by the crowd here. A lot of, as I mentioned, friends and family and just fans that are in the Saginaw area that maybe wanted to make the trip, but they could have came from all over here because it's just a nice day here in Saginaw to come out, watch a football game, the high school level. These guys will, most of them, be going to play college football. Not all of them. So some of these guys, it is their last game of football. So you know they want to go out winners. And this East squad, Sean, they're going to have to run the football. And when you got Austin Brown out there, he could take off and run too.
3 receiver set, 2 near side, 1 far side. They keep the ball on the ground. Chenault hit in the backfield, once again falls forward close to about the 10-yard line. As a matter of fact, they're going to mark him down right on the 10. The West elects to use their last timeout, stopping the clock with 2:57 left in this one.
Hey, Sean, I'm going to throw it over to you as the coach here. What's your call on this 3rd and about 6? What are you going to do?
Well, you know, you and I have talked about this for a long time. I would be a bad coach. And I'll tell you why it would be a bad coach. Because every one of my plays on defense would be send them, as you well know.
Which you can't do in this
I'd send him anyway. Send him anyway. So I'd be a bad coach. Now, you know what? I might do a little trickeration. Everybody thinks that you're going to run the ball right now.
Right.
I'm up by 2 scores with only 2:57 left. I'm not saying pull out the dagger and go, downfield for the score, but I might, one-on-one coverage far side, get one of those things.
I hear you. If you throw it, you risk stopping the clock, but if you get the first down, game over.
Yep. Low snap, Austin Brown keeper. Brown trying to get to the outside, does get to the outside. He's got the first down. Knocked out of bounds, and a flag comes in late. Let's see what the flag's about.
That's an unsportsmanlike, unfortunately, by the West. A little bit of motions getting the best of them. End of the play, player thought he got held. Could have gotten held, didn't get the call, and that's what the call is going to be. That one should just stay unsportsmanlike only on the defense.
Yeah, no pressure on you, pal, but you have about 1 minute and 50 seconds to figure out a player of the game.
Well, you know
what?
No
pressure on you.
I
Keep
hear
it
you.
to yourself with about a minute left.
Okay. All right. I will. That.
Do you need my help?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I think I've got it at this point, but I'll keep it. I'll remember the spoiler. I'll make sure that it's spoiler free here.
Well, I'm going to leave the decision to you, and I'm going to tell you one reason why I'm going to leave the decision to you. I never played in this game. Austin Brown in the shotgun gives it to Chenault. Hit in the backfield, falls forward. How many times have I said that? As a matter of fact, he keeps falling forward. He decides he's going to carry a pile forward past the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. Boy, Siena Heights, I hope they know what they're getting in that young man. He has been a joy to watch today.
He really has. It's very strong running. He's got good agility. Just a guy that's going to keep pushing the pile even when he stood up at the line of scrimmage. Saw it countless times today. Just keeps the legs churning. Any young running backs or anybody watching this game that's playing high school and they're a ball carrier, watch Chenault and how he keeps his legs moving. It's the best thing you can do, as well as hold on to the football.
Handoff this time to Monday from Saline. Monday makes a cut. There's your flag. That'll be a hold. As Monday tried to get to the edge. No doubter there. So this one will be coming back.
Well, I'm surprised by the play call again. You're running an outside zone out of the spread. You're going to be a little bit more accessible to a holding penalty, which is exactly what happened. The West has opted to decline it. So it's going to make it 3rd and about 6. But, again, I'm shocked they didn't go with Chenault just up the gut. But you got Monday in. He's a solid runner, and go with him up the gut as well. But that stopped the clock, that penalty. So
that's a good decision. Boy, the wind really has picked up here, Josh, as I look to that southern end zone. The American flag really whipping out there.
Yep.
2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Austin Brown shotgun formation on this 3rd and 6. Brown going to keep it all the way. Stops, makes one man miss. Now he's just ball protection. They finally wrap him up. And he's going to go down for a loss. And, oh, my goodness, if that's and another one flies. We got a couple at this late juncture.
Yep.
Are these frustration penalties, Josh? What's going on out
that's
there from
exactly,
a player's perspective?
That is what they are, and you hope that these guys, it's just a competitive spirit, and you hope there's nothing malicious about it. But there's 2 separate flags, Sean. We saw one that happened kind of right at the immediate aftermath of the play. Then you saw one after that, about 10 seconds after the fact, when teams were actually trying to huddle up. There was a second flag thrown. Both of them seem to be unsportsmanlike, and the East is celebrating like it is on the West for unsportsmanlike. We'll get the calls now.
All right. I'm gonna lean on you now, and I hope our buddy Lauren Plant's listening downstairs. Josh Rennell, who's your selection for the MVP of this All-Star game?
Well, it made the decision a little easier on this last first down before all these penalties start piling up, which, by the way, was an unsportsmanlike and personal foul on the West. So that, in essence, will end the game as the East can just kneel the ball down. My MVP of the game, think it's going to be a consensus. In my opinion, there's been some great performances. Kennelly definitely gets an honorable mention there. I thought he played phenomenal. But I think Austin Brown, you gotta say he was the difference maker in this game, right,
I
Sean?
don't think anybody is going to argue with you. I don't think anybody. And listen, when you get the boss's seal of approval down on the field, all I saw was the boss throw the finger up like Caesar. Caesar says, yes, I'm in. Way to go.
Yeah, I think when you run for over 100 yards as the quarterback, you threw a couple touchdowns as well. That helps the cause, and he'll take the knee to celebrate.
Some hugs now and a lot of friendship out there and love. Guys did battle all day, but nothing but love out there. And you see Austin Brown talking to some of the combatants down there. This one is going to end 22-13. The East with a victory here on a beautiful day up in Saginaw. Boy, you love to see not only the guys on the field, the combatants, but the guys, you heard some of the players say this. They didn't know any of these guys, Josh. They didn't. And you know what? They probably made friends for lifetimes, much like you did when you played in this game. I'm sure you met some guys and they become friends for a lifetime.
I agree with that. That's what makes this All-Star game special. It's definitely these players appreciate, the association to continue doing this. For these Michigan high school football players, the Coaches Association. Great job continuing doing this. These players love it. There's been different renditions. I know there's been a Michigan versus Ohio. There's the East, the West. But when it's all said and done, these players get this experience, and as you said, the friendships they get, whether they're teammates in the futures, opponents in the futures, or just friends outside of football, it's pretty cool to see.
Well, one of the coolest things in sports is what you're looking on your screen right now, folks. It is just That is what it's all about, and that will never, ever, ever go out of style. That is timeless. That is classy. And watching these Warriors, and that's what they are, line up after doing battle and show some love and some hugs and appreciation. Just awesome to see. We are going to have the trophy presentation down on the field as well. Our buddy Lauren Plant will have a conversation with our player of the game, and I will get your back for sure, Josh Rennell. I don't think there's any debate who the player of the game was. The complexion of the game changed, and not only with Austin Brown's arm, but what he did on the ground as well.
Yeah, and then there were some great defensive performances. We already mentioned Victor Nelson and his partner in crime, Curtis Maxwell out of Detroit King, and then Suggs out of Clarkston. Maxwell on the offensive line making some holes, but Suggs on the defensive line with Nelson. Those guys were some defensive specialists that I think changed the game. Thalen on the west side had well over 10 tackles and an interception on his future teammate, Austin Brown. So Austin Brown was not perfect today, but he was darn good. So
I thought Logan Krulik had some moments as well from Ishpeming.
Sure, he did too, and then represented. We talked about the Yoopers early on making some plays, and the Yoopers definitely represented well down here, and nice to see. And it's cool to see these teams taking their team pictures, which is neat. That's going to be something they'll hold on to for sure.
Yeah, you'll never forget that picture. No doubt about that. That's the one that counts, not the official one. Not where, they tell you to sit on the stands or anything. The one that counts is when you're all there together on the field.
Agree.
And we're going to have the trophy presentation in just a moment. Jim Sparks, as a matter of fact. Let's throw it to the PA here
for the Michigan
at
High
SVSU.
School Football Coaches Association. A good friend, Jim Sparks, will be awarding the trophy to the champions of this year, the East Squad. And John Bodner of Groseal, who coached these young men and had a blast with them all week. Thank you, Coach Bodner.
To win. You see the smiles down there. It started with the coach, and it went with the entire team down there as they are mobbing that trophy, something that surely they'll never forget their experience the last few days.
And give the East credit. They reclaimed the title after losing last year in dramatic fashion. The West with an overtime win after breaking the East streak of 3 straight wins. The West won in 2018, but in 2019 the East takes it back. So it's a back-and-forth battle that will continue, I'm sure, for years to come.
We'll throw it down to our buddy, our pal, Lauren Plant, in just a moment here, as we still have a conversation with the player of the game. We're going to check up with Jim Sparks. Josh, you and I have to give some final thoughts as well, as the East now taking that picture that they'll never forget. And that picture even a little more special because they have that beautiful trophy in front of them. And that's a moment that they'll soon not forget. Oh, isn't that awesome?
That's neat.
Look at the parents over there.
That's what I was going to say. All the families that are down
that's
in the
awesome.
field. That's what makes this a special event. And
what a cool moment, huh?
It is pretty awesome. Gotta say. Pretty awesome.
All the coaches that so graciously gave of their time. They have lives. They have families. Why don't we throw it down to Lauren Plant right now with our unanimous player of the game.
All right. And you're with Austin Brown. We're in the mix of everyone here. And I don't have your final stat numbers. I know you ran for over 100 yards, but just talk about this moment right here, getting a chance to celebrate this.
It's not all about me. It's about everybody here. And I thought everybody had a great time. I think I played pretty well, but at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about all of us, and I think we had a great time, and it was a great event.
Yeah, no doubt. We could give everybody the player of the game, but, this weekend, again, I think it means something, and there has been at times over the years where it seems like guys didn't want to play in this game, but you just played in this game, and it was important.
it's a great event. It's a great way to showcase your talents and get ready for the next level. I want to thank Coach Sparks for allowing me to play in this, and it was, like I said, all in all, it's a great experience. And if you get the chance, you might want to start playing in it because it's hype. Yep.
Yeah, we're wrapped up here in a sea of people, so even if you can't see us, it's all good. Austin Brown, you have an opportunity now to go play at the next level, Grand Valley. You are unusual in the fact that you were going to play baseball and football. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm just going to continue to rep my last name, my school, and I'm just going to keep becoming a better person as myself first and foremost, and I'm just going to keep getting it done, proving myself to everybody.
Yeah. How excited are you now? Because this is officially now the end.
Oh, yeah, it's bittersweet. Go out on top with a win, and I'm just getting ready to get it at Grand Valley now, get some championships there.
Right. You know, they put a lot of money into that football, locker room, everything. What do you think of those new facilities?
It's great, but I'm sure just like them, they're happy to have it, but they rather have this national championship instead of that. So.
And that's your goal?
Yes, sir.
All right. Austin, it's been a pleasure, man, all your career. Yes, sir. All right, good luck at the next level, my friend. We'll see you later. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and you keep rolling. I'm going to grab John Bodner. You got it.
Yeah, you keep it there, Lauren.
You go ahead. You keep talking, and I'll grab the head coach.
Gladly.
You guys take it for a minute.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We have some business to take care of. Maybe to Kevin and our directors out here, maybe we could talk about some of the donations made in honor of some of the players right now. A number of groups generously made donations to the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association by sponsoring players participating in this year's All-Star Game. Here is a list of those companies and the players they are supporting. Thank you. All right, welcome back in. Why don't we throw it back down to the field? Lauren Plant standing with the victorious coach.
All right, Coach John Bodner here. Coach, that was a heck of a game. Your just initial thoughts.
It was. It was a very competitive game, and went down to the wire. Our kids played so hard. I'm so proud of them. The East squad has it was 35 great kids. It's like you kind of feel like you want to keep going with them, you know what I mean? It's like this is the end. It's the beginning and the end. And so I'm just so happy for all the kids. Hopefully they go off and do really great things, and they'll have this awesome memory. We'll always be the 2019 East-West All-Star champions. All right?
That's right. I just mentioned it to Austin, where maybe some kids who maybe have had an opportunity playing this game elected not to for whatever reason. But what we're trying to do is bring back the royalty, the importance of this game and what it will mean to you afterwards. What is this going to mean to these kids afterwards?
Well, it's going to be a lifetime memory, definitely, and it was just a great week. And the game was so competitive.
Yeah.
There's so many different things going into that. You don't know this, you don't know that. The one thing that did happen is both teams played really, really hard. I mean, it was a hard-fought game. I mean, as any game that I've ever coached before, and I'm just proud of our kids and what they did today.
Yeah, again, from a defensive end or as a unit, you can't even really name one kid. Obviously, on the offensive side, what Austin Brown was able to do, what Andre Chenault was able to do as a running back. What if you had that for a quarterback and a running back for the last 4 years?
Yeah, they're great kids. They're just really great kids. Andre's he's a really soft-spoken kid, but he runs the ball so hard. And Austin is just he's a special player, and he just made plays for us, and that's what we knew he was going to do that. And he came out and helped us, and the offensive line blocked real well, and just everyone played real well. Give credit to Coach Seghetti, Coach Cristinego, and all my assistant coaches, Coach Macon, right, Coach Greeno, right, Coach Short, okay, all of them, Coach Baker, right. It's just great staff. So many memories, so many laughs, and just great things. Coach Sparks for putting this on. It's a great day, and it should keep going on for a long time.
Yeah, we are going to see too that the East had kind of a stranglehold on this thing. West took it back last year, but you were able to bring it back home. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. All right, well, training camp's not going to start in just a little over a month. Sean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's going to be here before we know it. You know, here's how it works. It's not just training camp, but we're 2 months away from doing what we do at state champs. Don't get me wrong. I can't wait, but it's going to be here before you know it. Let's throw it back down to Lauren. Shall we, Lauren?
Getting an opportunity to talk to Coach Prattley. And, Coach, I mean, if we had another quarter to play, who knows how that one was going to end. Just talk about the competitiveness, the willing to never give up that your squad put out there today.
Yeah, our kids played hard. You know, we got down a little bit, had that late touchdown kind of hurt us, and we missed a field goal coming out. We had a good drive going, and just a great game. Our kids fought hard. Their kids played well, and they made a few more plays. So it was a great high school football game.
And the passion out there, you could feel it. I mean, even when you see a flag here or there, you know it's because they are just so into the moment, you know, that you almost forgive it because it means that much.
Yeah, competitive kids. They're at the top of their game. That's why they're here. And, it was a tremendous team effort. It was a great experience for our kids to be involved in a game like this and to meet some guys they'll be friends with the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and that's the important thing. And I wanted you to, if you could just kind of give one more call out to the young players that are watching this game. And maybe they think, well, it's not so important to play in this game, if I am nominated. But you get a chance to be here. You get a 3-day experience, 4-day experience, and just get a chance to be around some of your peers and get some great coaching, some great advice before you head on to the next level.
Yeah, I think that the best advice to give to young guys is ask the 35 guys from this side and 35 guys from that side how much fun they had, and it's experience they can never get anywhere else, and I hope that everyone gets an opportunity coaching and playing, takes it, and has a blast with it.
Coach, good luck your first season at St. Joseph. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you soon.
Sounds great.
All right, thank you, Coach Prattley. All right, let me bring Jim Sparks in here as we close it out. He is the committee chair here, and you're doing God's work there, Jim. I know it's a rough go, trying to get it all together, and you've got roster changes that happen here and then, but in the end, you get a game like this, an event like this, boy, it seems all worth it.
Yeah, I think it's called a labor of love. It's throughout the year, you question why you're doing it, you get frustrated at times, and then you come up here and right away, as soon as the kids check in and you start talking to them and they thank you for the opportunity, and then you get to know the coaches on both sides, you get to know the players, and then year in and year out with the cooperation of Saginaw Valley, it's a first-class event all along, and that's our goal. Is our association is made up of great people. That our number one thing is we're just trying to showcase what's great with the game of high school football in the state of Michigan. And the people only see the game, but the true things that are great are the kids that play it. And it's so evident when you finally get to spend time with them. And when you get kids from all over the state, whether they're from the UP, whether they're from an urban city like Detroit or the Thumb, Downriver, West Side, Traverse City, it doesn't matter. Kids with character, it shines through. They build relationships. They develop into a team in 3 days, and that's where I just get to sit back at a moment like this. And there's a huge feeling of satisfaction and also a huge feeling of appreciation for all the members of our state association that back this game and value it as something that we need to provide to the kids of the state. And God willing, we'll continue and just build on it and make it better and better and have a chance to impact even more kids and highlight our sport even to a greater level as we go on.
And another thing as a high school football fan and a college football fan is you got to see so many kids who are now teammates getting a chance to line up across from each other and with each other. And we saw some of those connections that were made throughout the entire game. And for those who do not know, the kids get here on a Wednesday morning. They go through a couple of practices. They have bonding, games and events that you guys do for the kids. They all wrap it up with a fantastic banquet that took place last Friday night. We talked about the fact of the winning the television, for the donations and all of that. But again, it's more than just a game, and that's the important thing. It's about meeting kids of like mind and have this love of football and want to play at the next level, where most of them will, and getting a unique coaching staff together who maybe have all been head coaches, now all having to work together around a common goal.
Absolutely. I've experienced this game now, very fortunate to have experienced it as a coach and as a committee chair and as a bystander and a fan, and each time, you experience it, you just get renewed in the purpose, and it's hard to argue. I'm very biased, but I still say football is the greatest sport in the world. The impact it has on kids and the character it reveals and the true cooperation that kids from, like I said, all different walks of life and coaches from different areas, you can't have success unless you put your own individual needs aside and accomplish whatever it is you do as a team. And this game just highlights that to the nth degree because of the diversity we bring in, the short time, the restrictions they have on them in order to make it happen. And every year, without fail, they pull it off. And you get a game like this and smiling kids, even on the losing side, hugs all over the place, parents, grandmas, pictures, incredible, absolutely incredible.
From the top of the UP to the bottom of the mitten and everywhere in between, we had kids playing the great game of football ball. One more time for all these kids who are now college athletes. This was their final amateur. Jim, great job. You know that we're going to keep this partnership going, and we're going to do it for many years to come.
Thank you very much. You made it better, made it more enjoyable for me. Thank you very much.
Well, that feeling is mutual. All right, gentlemen, that is it from the field. We're going to send it up to you. And again, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Josh, for calling a great game. All of us at State Champs, I want to thank our entire crew. We appreciate you for coming out and doing this, and let's do it again next year.
Well, thank you, Lauren. Tremendous job down on the field, and I agree with you. Jim Sparks, he's everywhere. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going. And, Josh, it's always a pleasure to be with you. I know you and I will be reunited very soon, not only for Wayne State football, but you've got a busy summer planned.
Do.
He's going off the market. He's getting married, folks.
Got a wedding coming up at the end of August. I got it in right before football season. So August 24th, got it in right before college football season, I believe. High school starting up right around then. But, yeah, so it's going to be something looking forward to.
Well, final thoughts before we get out of here, Josh.
Well, it was a pleasure. It was a joy to come back to this event after playing in this game 11 years ago now. So I enjoyed it. It was awesome being a spectator and then being able to call the game, so I appreciate the opportunity. But these kids, they were the All-Stars in the All-Star game. They all had fun. You could tell they were competitive. The fans had fun. It was a great game, great atmosphere, and just a good event just all around. Got to give thanks to everybody that put it on.
The entire State Champs crew, and I mean that. When I say entire, I mean everybody's here. I mean, really, the work that they put in to make this happen was outstanding. Of course, the biggest person we have to thank is you. Thank you for watching or listening. Even if you're checking this out a day or two from now, it was a blast to be up here in lovely Saginaw, where this game saw the East knock off the West 22-13. We say goodbye for now, but you know the high school season will be here before you know it. Just 2 months away.
Yep.
And you know that with State Champs, we have you covered. We'll get it fired up just a mere 2 months from now. So for everybody involved, my name is Sean Belegian saying so long for now, but we'll see you soon on State Champs. Have a great summer, everybody.